Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's the intro there? How's it going? Hope you are all doing well. We're here for the State of Origin decider of 2022. Two solid sides. We've seen two different performances, I guess you could say, across the two games for the sides.
Totally.
And now it is all coming down to this match. Suncorp Stadium will host this matchup. Who are you picking to take it out?
Well, personally, I'd like to see the Reds get up. Whether they can or not after the hiding that New South Wales dished out to them last time, I don't know whether all those demons will have left the closet yet. But back in Brisbane, that'll lift them a bit. Home of the King, Alfie Langer, great players coming out of that place. But they've got to get over those emotional scars from last time.
Certainly more one-sided in that last match than they would have liked. And it was actually on neutral ground as well for that one. But looking through, first of all, we will look at the home side, Queensland. Who are the players that are standing out for you in that starting lineup? For me, Kalen Ponga certainly gets a little bit of a nod here for the way that he has played recently in the NRL, and also for the Warriors, doing pretty decently.
I think Dan Gagai, he was bitterly disappointing in that second game. He let me down immensely after I thought he was going to have a blinder. So I'm expecting a big game out of him today. That's my pick. I think he's going to shine, and I'm picking he's going to score a try today.
Okay, I'm going to go with also Tino Fa'asuamaleaui because I've practiced. You can literally tell everyone I've been practicing for the past 30 minutes, hoping that it will roll off the tongue. I think I made a little bit of a mistake in the pronunciation there, but hopefully it wasn't too bad overall. But now looking through at the away side here, New South Wales. Of course, James Tedesco is going to be a shining light in that back line alongside a few of the other Panther players that were shining in the last match. Brian To'o, also alongside him, Jerome Luai and Nathan Cleary, all doing very nicely for themselves. And it was actually Panthers versus Roosters only last week in the NRL. And in that match, it was relatively close. It was pouring down with rain, which hopefully isn't what's going to happen here. But it was actually the Panthers who were able to get themselves the win in that contest, plus 2 tries last week for Nathan Cleary.
Well,
or last game.
I think a lot of the Reds game will revolve around whether they can shut down Nathan Cleary.
Okay.
He got far too much running room last time. And I think this is the old Lang Park.
Is it?
I think that Nathan Cleary is going to get shut down today, and that will stifle the New South Wales back line.
Oh, okay. That is a very big call. But that's the thing. Like you mentioned, he got way too much space. Normally, we don't see Cleary score 1 try almost in a whole season, yet we saw 2 in a row, and it was actually his first ever State of Origin try when he got that last one, and then he added another one just for good measure. As also we've got to go Queensland boys, says Jack, and also 10K on Queensland, let's go, says Aiden. I wouldn't have been putting money on this game. To be honest, it could easily go either way, although that's the thing. They were big underdogs. Okay, Jerome Luai just shouting towards the sky, and of course
Origin's big. Origin's big. Teams lift. Players
the changing rooms are big. I mean, you were saying before, it's bigger than a house, the room that they get.
That's about how much room Nathan Cleary had in the last game.
And also how big his chin is. We have got evening, gentlemen. Let's go the mighty Maroons in there from David the Mod. It's going to be an epic one to watch between these two sides. Suncorp Stadium, they know how to put on a show. The Wallabies, they didn't deliver when they played England very recently at this ground.
Wow. We're not going to bring out the Wallabies.
Are we?
No. I think we'll upset a few Australians if we start saying too much about the Wallabies.
Well, what can we do?
We'll just go they were unlucky.
We lost as well, didn't we?
Wow. And we're not even going to talk about that either.
And South Africa and Argentina. The clean sweep for the North.
Oh, no. Right, anyway, back to our...
Now, the thing is, they say it's 40 seconds away from getting out there.
Say that.
But these guys are still in the changing sheds. We haven't had the national anthem. We haven't had the welcome to country. We've got a lot coming up. Nathan Cleary's having a nice little chug of the Gatorade, making sure he's got all the electrolytes that he's going to be needing for a big shift out here. Kia ora whānau, let's go Toads. And there as well says John. Now, I'm going to sound like a bit of a rookie, but I remember the Toads, Cane Toads, they are New South Wales, aren't they? Oh, no, are they? I don't know, they're Queensland. Sorry, I saw Queensland's little logo with the wallaby or the kangaroo, and I was like, hang on, it must be the other side. Sorry about that. I'll just hide. I'll just go over here. Hey, Irish and Irish Dad.
7 million sperm, and you were the pick of them. Unbelievable.
53-23 is the prediction from Brandon for this match. Josh Papali'i. Now, the question is he going to get more than like 15 minutes in this game? Because they give him the first 10 and then he goes off for 60.
Yeah. It's a very interesting selection, really, isn't it? Because you'd have to, if you're only going to play 10 minutes a game or 15 minutes a game, you would have to be like absolutely awesome in that 15 minutes. Because otherwise, surely there must be a better player around that can go, 40 minutes at least.
We should mention as well, Junior Polo for New South Wales.
He's grown a moustache very similar to yours, Hamish.
There you go, eh?
Huh? He must have been watching your YouTube.
I well and truly doubt that. But he is. Maybe he also had it on that maybe if the Wallabies lost, he had to shave it, like I have for the Springboks.
Yeah, no, could be.
Also a question for you, Dan, in 14, and also New South Wales, the Roaches. And our OMG, Hamish Too Much Rugby says to have in the mod. Yeah, we have got a stacked weekend of rugby coming up.
Yes.
And, it's kind of, in a weird way, it's exactly what I wanted. I wanted every game to matter for this final round, and now it does. Every game's going to feel like a World Cup final.
Certainly no whitewashes. Everything's up for grabs.
Also, Kiwi Lad, Reed calls you and George Barbie dolls. And there says Ollie Wilson. There we go. We do live in a bit of a Barbie world, don't we, nowadays?
I hope he's not referring to me as a Barbie doll.
No. I don't think Barbie dolls.
Can on me.
And Cobo to get a double tonight. Yeah, all righty. We'll have to wait and see. But the two sides running out now.
Here's the roar for the Queensland boys.
Looks like the fireworks. See, sometimes I understand the fireworks, right?
Yeah.
But then...
Not if you're sitting up there and can't see through the smoke.
That's what I'm saying. And also they normally have to wait a few minutes for all the smoke to clear before they can play. Because we've had that in quite a few union games recently. Someone's gone, right, we're just going to unleash every single bit of fireworks that we've got. And then we go, oh, hang on, fireworks create smoke.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Have you ever noticed it's like sitting around a campfire? No matter where you sit, the smoke blows in your eyes. Well, the fireworks are exactly the same. Whatever end of the field they have them, the wind is always blowing, so the smoke goes across the field.
Hi, Brandon and John. Says that David the mod there as well. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, of the players in the starting lineup. I'm going to ask you this as well. Who's scoring the first try? Now, last week I almost got it, but I didn't. I think I said it was out of two guys, or I said that it was going to be someone getting the first, but they got the second. I think I said Brian To'o.
Okay. Well, I'm picking Gagai for Queensland.
Okay.
And Daniel Tupou for New South Wales.
Okay. Right, I'm actually going to go a little bit different, massively different here. I'm going to go, it's either going to be Tino for Asor Mala'awi or Isaiah Yeo. I'm going to forward scores the first try. I think someone's defence is just going to leave that little gap and Mr. Bang goes straight over the top.
Mr. Bang.
And also, can you on Discord, I do not disturb when live, says Brandon there. I think I can normally on the settings, you can actually change it on Cobo or To'o and there as well. Okay. So one of the twos for Aiden there. And he did say earlier on, maybe Cobo to get the double.
If I had to pick a forward, Jake Travojevic.
Okay. So I think he's got to carry the Travojevic name because Tommy Turbo's got the injury, doesn't he? And I wonder, that's the thing. He didn't have the best season for the NRL side of things before ending up in what he would have been in the Origin side anyway. But how much of an impact would he have made? And where would he have slotted into this backline that's already absolutely stacked? Like, I guess in the midfield maybe rather than Burden or Crichton, but both of those guys played extremely well I keep on saying last week, but last time.
Yeah. But you got to remember, though, in Origin 2, New South Wales had the run of it. Origin 1, not so much. Probably a fair indication of where players' form was at. It's pretty easy to play rugby league if nobody's going to tackle you.
Exactly right, yeah. It's kind of the best kind of rugby league, isn't it?
Well,
when you're on attack.
Yeah.
And to this chat compared to the overload on Big Ass Sport. Yeah, I feel like it will be getting pretty feral over there, I would think, with the Queensland and New South Wales rivalry really coming out. We are luckily not completely in the deep end, I guess you could say. I mean, you see Queensland would be able to win. Mum owns a New South Wales Blues kit. You mentioned about that T-shirt you had 20 years ago with Queensland on it.
But Mum had the New South Wales one.
She did. She mentioned about that, how you guys both got the kind of, what's it called, different kits. Yeah. Right, Nathan Cleary.
Probably 30 years ago, actually, to be perfectly honest.
30 years. And a great rendition of the Aussie anthem. And we did actually hear for the Wallabies game, they did actually do the Indigenous language part of the national anthem first.
True story.
Yeah, and the Wallabies lost. So I don't know whether they'll do that again for the next game. He's not very old, is he?
He's on debut, according to his jersey.
Mm-hmm. Who was that? He looked familiar. Was that Lindsay Collins?
That's who I'm picking. Right, here we go.
Now, Origin is
Queensland
underway,
kickoff.
ladies and gentlemen. Oh, geez, they've just thrown the big man. That was actually the number 16 there, Junior Polo, man who made a lot of meters, and he loves post-contact meters as well, but just outside of their own 20-meter line. It's a good tackle made by Queensland. A little bit of a forearm to the throat.
Driven back.
Ross to Travojevic, great low tackle on him. And Papali holds him
There's
down.
more intensity here.
And the question is, how long will that intensity remain? We saw in that first match that it seemed to drop off a little bit in that second half.
Yeah.
Queensland, they need to make sure that they're in it for the full 80 if they want a chance of winning State of Origin last year. It was New South Wales. Jake Travojevic, another carry, already having 2. This contest, 32 metres gained, and Nathan Cleary puts up the kick. That was quite a late shot on him by Lindsay Collins.
He was heading in that direction, so he carried on.
Oh, that's a shot, and he is looking like he's probably seeing a few stars at the moment.
Yeah,
There's a double blow of the whistle, and Cameron Murray might already be asleep.
He's gone wobbly.
Nathan Cleary's going, hey, mate, that wasn't good, was it? You got to keep your head down.
And you know what the sad thing is?
Mm-hmm.
In rugby union, he'd get a red card.
Probably would, yeah.
That might be what these boys here are discussing.
And some would say Waltzing Matilda was the actual Australian anthem.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just anticipating Queensland winning convincingly tonight.
There you go.
And Gustavo got a 3-week ban for it.
Yep.
And also, I don't think everyone was a fan of the Indigenous anthem with the political issues behind it. See, Sammy Sosa, yeah, it was actually the first time I'd ever heard it.
Wow.
Like for a national anthem. Who was this running it back? Was it actually... Oh, yeah, no, you can't... What was that tackle attempt?
Well,
that wasn't one, was it?
It's a little bit like the basketball where you just stand there and take the hit. Right?
Like, he didn't even look like he tried to tackle Corey Oates, did he? I think he thought one of his teammates were going to get him before he got to him.
Yeah, I think he just ended up being in the friendly fire zone when... Right, here we go again.
I mean, it's probably a good thing he didn't try and tackle Josh Papali with his head, or else he might still be.
He would have got a red card in rugby.
And
a 3-week suspension.
Back across Queensland, they are very good at making meters when they do get that crisp backline work, and I believe they've actually already got Patrick Carrigan out there on the field.
Yep.
It's one of the early replacements.
16.
Only within a few minutes, really, or 1 minute of making this up.
It was changed. I'm not sure whether that was the run-on field or a team or...
Brian Todd cleans up.
Good chase by Queensland.
Or New South Wales.
Tracking on the 10-metre line.
And I do like me a bit of Waltzing Matilda, the lady singing the anthem.
Oh!
It was called Matilda.
He's sleeping.
Oh, is it another one?
Swinging arm. She's all on.
Okay. You know what? Fair play there to Dane Gagai.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty well done.
Because those players were all going to end up pushing right over the top of that guy on the ground. So Dane Gagai just pretty much got right over the top of him.
And shielded him. If you're going to start a fight to protect your teammates or to back your teammates up, you don't do it over the top of the man who's asleep on the ground.
Also, I know you're busy. I want to know when we get back Plants versus Zombies. There's Brandon there. That was a big friendly fire. He's actually taken about 3 knocks on his way down, unfortunately, and that is going to be Selvin Cobbo going off the field now. Yeah, it's his own teammate's thigh. I think he got Carrigan's head, or he got his head squeezed between Carrigan's thigh. And Jerome Luai
just missed an elbow there on the guy coming down over the top of him.
He will be staying down, and we've already got another little injury, I guess, or quite a big injury. I guess neither of those guys are probably going to be returning.
Who was picking if Cobbo was going to score?
That was Aiden, so I hope he didn't have his money on him as well, because he does not look like he's going to be returning.
I don't think he's coming back.
Also, we've got their handbag, says Novmum there. And also, let Dad commentary next 40 minutes, says Brandon. We'll be doing a little bit of the co-commentary.
Sneak the odd bit in. Sneak the odd bit in.
Oh, it's just that.
It's just run straight into the hip bone.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's just right on that hip. Got the point, and then he got his head crushed. Salvin Cobbo, he is getting taken off. We have had 2 injuries in the first 2 minutes of this contest. If we didn't think it was going to be physical before the game, which I don't think anyone was doubting anyway.
More intensity.
more
physicality.
More concussions.
Aye.
2 players out already. But at least in a weird way, at least it's 1-1 rather than 2 players of the same side getting injured. At least they're spreading it out a little bit.
Spreading it out.
He's got a bit of a chin on him as well. Nathan Cleary takes all of the credit, but a couple of big guys. Speaking of chins, Jamie Roberts actually retiring from rugby union, I heard. The big Welsh international.
Jamie Roberts.
He's the one that I showed you the other day with the massive, solid chin on him. But yeah, he was actually in South Africa when Wales were able to get themselves their first monumental win in South Africa. Right, Cobbo, he looks like he's going to get back up.
So that's all good. He's got a neck brace on, but he's sitting up.
Oh, so George be on live stream a lot? Yeah, George, he pretty much, if he has a match that he's got his eye on, he will pretty much send me a message saying, I'll be round at this time. I'll see you there. Cobbo, he's got the neck brace on, just as the precaution. We were laughing at this the other day. Those carts don't look like they're built to have rugby players on the front.
Not really.
Like they're meant for the guy to lie on the back because or else then it kind of just sags down on the front wheels.
Or sit at the back.
Already the 2 players off the field already and also sharing the love injury-wise. And there you go, Cobbo says, and they say, yeah, he certainly won't be scoring the first try of this fixture. No. Hopefully he will be back within a couple of weeks for the NRL, though.
Oh, righto. Here we go again.
Right, back into it. We've got about 30 seconds till the next player's unconscious, according to the way that this one has gone. Now, Yo gives it off to Polo. Tell you what, if Polo's running at you, you don't really want to try and tackle him, do you? Now going back across. Nice run from Martin. Just be held down a little bit. The 5th and final. Another good shot on Cleary. Yep. They're not holding back, are they?
We're back to origin of old where the kicker gets hit every time he kicks the ball.
Ponga runs it hard. Dragged down nicely in the tackle by Kurisau. I'm assuming somebody is on report. Says Sammy Sosa. I haven't heard a single report because both of them have kind of been knocked out either by friendly fire or it's like just
legal contact, effectively.
So it's really strange that we've had 2 unconscious players and not a dangerous tackle amongst them. And both of the guys were the ones trying to make the tackle rather than the guys trying to be tackled. Or you're not really trying to be tackled, are you? Nice run by Josh Papali'i. And dragged down once again 3 minutes into this contest. 5th and final already now. 41 metres gained. Ball goes high from Nathan. It was actually Daly Cherry Evans there taken nicely by James Tedesco. Bit of friendly fire there on Jerome Luai.
Oh, he's standing in the wrong place.
Now off to Brian Tyler, the Panthers teammates linking up.
Getting up fast off the line.
Okay, breaking news. Cameron Murray, his night is over already. That was a good shot.
Hang on, here we go. No, he's back.
Oh, no, that's another one. Collins on debut. He's going to unfortunately... I mentioned 30 seconds. I was joking. It was a minute. And there's another player down, unfortunately. How many players have these guys got off the bench? Is he going to need all of them? What happens to him there? Another one where he tried to make the tackle, and it's just on the... I'd say that's almost on the rib. Tupou's got some solid rib cage there. Because that's knocked him out. And also, sorry, Maroons, because the Blues going to burn the goal tonight, says King T.
He's got the force of the other guy making the tackle from the other side. Has just smashed him straight into him.
And it's never good when you're doing that kind of crawling, is it?
His legs won't get underneath him.
No. I'm quickly going to go like
Hang
this.
On, he's got to be going off for an HIA, hasn't he?
Sure.
Yeah, No, he's got a trainer with him. I thought they were sending him back to his position. Oh, and there's Tino back on.
Tino. Didn't quite get the name that time.
Right.
So
Tino didn't start.
Tino did not start. That's weird that they made such a late change. And now we're back into it.
Here we go.
That was big contact there on Daly Cherry Evans. He's gone down. And also, funny thing is, Big House Sport Chat is all about cane toads and cockroaches in relation to the game in comparison. So, yeah, Sammy Sosa there. Yeah, they probably haven't realised what's going on in the game yet. It's probably the trash talk for the first, about, you're going to get that for about I'd say 40 minutes. And then it will get to worse at halftime, and then it might go down. Someone's got to take that one. You can't let that ball bounce. It's still rolling away from everyone. And that one's gone into touch.
It's nearly bounced back as far as where he kicked it from.
Right, and what we're quickly going to do is we're going to skip forward a little bit just so that we're back to live.
Right.
Now going off to the short side, Cherry Evans trying to go through Jerome Luai. Would make a good tackle there on him. Capewell now plays halfback.
25 metres out.
Gives it off to the youngster, number 6 for this one, which is actually Tom Dearden. He is the one, I believe, who's on debut, the real young-looking guy.
Oh, okay.
So luckily the other guy, well, other than the fact that he's concussed, Lindsay Collins, he's not on debut for that one. Geez, he's had a lot of attention on his thighs, hasn't he?
He has.
Those suction cup ones, Tino Fasuamalaawi. Now Josh Pavali finds the offload as well. That can be dangerous.
That's a good offload. That keeps
And
it
now
going. Keeps it. Oh, that's
Tino. Almost picked up and dropped, but Jake Travojevic well controlled to keep him from getting absolutely taken down. And also, big love, Hamish, Dad, everyone. See Sebastian, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing fantastic. Another good tackle made on Carrigan. Kurosawa has to make the tackle only a few metres out now. Daly Cherry Evans goes back to Kalen Ponga. Skip pass. No one was out there, though. And you'd have to wonder who was supposed to be on that wing. Was it Dane Gagai or was it someone else that he thought he saw out of the corner of his eye, Kalen Ponga? And also scrum down, says Sammy Sosa and Sebastian.
I think he thought the touch on it. Oh.
I think Gagai just didn't quite get as wide as Ponga thought he was initially.
He was lurking around in the background and didn't quite get there. I thought there for a minute he must have thought the touch judge was a Queenslander.
Yeah, he might be,
right?
To be fair. We've seen a Queenslander referee a Queensland Reds game before. Nick Berry. One of the most popular names in rugby union for all the wrong reasons. Back across now, Isaiah Yeo gives it off the hands of the big man Polo and also brother Sebastian. Says it was David there. Now James Tedesco. Good extra meters made.
Good run, helping out the forwards.
Now once again going for a bit of a snipe around the side. Isaiah Yeo dragged down and a good tackle by Daly Cherry Evans. He makes a lot of tackles throughout this Origin series. Now, that looked a bit high, but he's dragged him down. Kalen Ponga takes it nicely now, 10 metres out from his own line. He's looking for a gap. Jake Travojevic, though, and Martin able to stop him, and that could have been danger if he made his way through that first line. Now going back, Dane Gagai.
Oh, that ball had to go out.
Polo lined him up early
Missed the runner coming through there.
7 minutes into this contest, and it looks like there's already a little bit of something happening in the background. I see that one of the coaching staff or one of the medics is actually on there, but I think
break.
Oh, Ponga, no, I thought he was gone for a second there, but just hanging on to it. Isaiah Yeo now slinging it back across, third tackle here for the Queensland Maroons. Nice quick hands in the back line, stepping, finds the offload as well. Lethal from Queensland, flat pass out to Dane Gagai, ball back on the inside, and it's kind of ended up in a stagnant, but that's a brilliant fend. And now pass on the outside. They're only up to 3, and they seem like they just, it was a good shot on the youngster, Tom Dearden.
The ball covered a lot of country there.
All trying to snipe there. Gilbert unable to get through. Nick Berry part of the shot there alongside Mike Adamson and Jaco Piper, says Sebastian there. And also we have got there, get the hint. And there as well. Clothes.
Try time.
Josh Pavali. Oh, I picked the wrong forward.
They'll have a look at it though, because the guy's dropped the ball and it's come backwards, I'm assuming.
I went with Tino Fa'asuamala-Awi. I should have picked Josh. I was going to pick him, but I didn't think he'd be out there for long enough.
I had him on the wrong side.
I was like, get the hints, says Sammy Sosa.
This will be interesting to see what they do here.
Right. Where does this ball bounce?
No, this guy goes up and tries to catch it. Queensland guy gets up. Beats him to the ball. I think I'll call that forward. Blows out the side.
Comes off his knee and goes forward is what the commentator just said.
On-field call, no try. Oh, it's gone straight.
It's hit him in the nuts.
It's gone.
Hit him in the nuts.
It's gone straight through his hands.
Okay. Second touch off the Queensland Maroons. And speaking of Maroons, thank you very much for that donation, Robert. Hugely appreciate it, mate. Yes, there you go, Maroons there. Josh
the Queensland crowd think he scored.
Geez, that's good pricing. 10 for $10 for their chicken tenders over there.
No try.
You wouldn't get that here, that's for sure. And consider the colour who I'm going for with these emojis in there as well. It's quite a bit of blue in there, isn't there? Roy, you got the diamonds and whatnot.
Right.
Now, nicely taken. New South Wales, they need quite a few metres here just to get a little bit of the pressure relieving. And once again, it's going to be James Tedesco. He's just willing to throw his body on the line. And also, we have got there, what was the chicken deal? It was 10 chicken tenders from KFC for $10.
Yes.
Which for here, you probably struggle to get 10 chicken nuggets for $10. Wouldn't you?
Yep.
George got 3 chicken thighs for $10.
Did he?
Yep. Told him that.
Oh, yeah, 3 thigh chicken.
Okay. Category 1 means neither of them are allowed to return to the field.
Here's a break, New South Wales.
Oh, that looked a bit high.
Wow.
Around the head of Carrigan.
He nearly got his head taken off, actually. He's
dead.
No.
Okay, he didn't look good when he was getting up. When you're looking around trying to work out
which way you're actually going.
Yeah.
And where you are.
And when you're trying to work out, it's Tino's swinging arm.
Apart from the forearm to the chops by Tino. Uh-oh.
$10 chicken tenders, $10, Seb. And Chicken George can eat 16 and bargain, isn't it? So
yeah. Get one of those around your chops.
Yeah. That might be another player down here.
I think he's getting one of them.
You think he's on report?
Tino's on report.
I should mention anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be covering more of the NRL in the near future on the channel. I believe the next game that we are going to be doing will actually be a Warriors game in the near future, but this guy does not look too flash.
He'll be right.
Matt Burden.
He's got headgear on. He'll be right.
Oh, did he have headgear for the last match, though?
Probably not.
Matt Burden.
He might have known this was coming.
He probably saw Tino warming up and said, right, this is required. Yeah, he's going to be all right. Tino's got quite the mullet, doesn't he? And also, hey, David, hey, Seb, hey, Brandon. And the ref will win says, I love Philly there. And also, Brandon said, hi, Robert. But now will be quickly taken by Burden.
First 10 minutes gone. What's your thoughts?
Very physical throughout the first 10 minutes. Quite a few injuries, but it seems like I want to say Blues are looking more dangerous with just the straight up running, whereas Queensland look like they're trying a few extra trying
to spread it a bit
little
more.
Tricks. Yeah. As IAO goes off to Jake Travojevic. Yeah, probably pretty even or meters made, other than maybe Queensland having a bit of an advantage. But I'd say that this will clear that right up because now almost going straight through Martin. Being tackled low by the youngster.
Tackle.
Now only just short of the line here. A good opportunity for the New South Wales Blues to get their first points on the board or first points of the day. And also definitely time for this. So he says that they actually do almost have it on report button. Oh, it's a little tricky one, but it's gone dead.
Too deep.
Okay, bit of a mistake from Nathan Cleary. We did see that banana kick in Origin 2, didn't we?
Yep.
Didn't quite come off that time. Just posted like. So here's John there.
I noticed something in this game. There hasn't been one kick put up at the end of 6 where the player kicking the ball hasn't ended up on the ground. Just saying.
And even though there's been quite a bit of time between when they've kicked it and when the next players arrived, still seems to be that case. That's a big shot there. Nathan Cleary, you see that little drop into the rib cage. Tries to go. Brilliant low tackle, but he gets back up and gets a couple extra metres. I says Joe, welcome in. And also good to you, Hamish Dad, who would going to try. So I'm still going to say that Isaiah or Tino do get themselves a try at some point. Beautiful offload.
That's a great ball.
And now Dave Gagai, he was on his outside, but he's chipped it and James Tedesco cleans up for New South Wales. That could have been a maybe certain try for Gagai.
That could have been me.
And also, you need to stream Broncos game.
Here we go.
There, brilliant work from Queensland.
5 Queenslanders in the tackle, driving back over the goal line.
Now, goal line dropout will be going up for him. And you can see a little bit of push and shove. Tino's trying to rip Burden's shirt.
Tino's already on report, so he's figuring, I'm going to the judiciary anyway. I might as well make a decent effort.
Wonder if we're going to see any Johnny Hills out there and pulling a bit of hair. I feel like that's the thing, though. In State of Origin, you probably get yourself thumped for that. Jerome Luai's very much in the middle of all the pushing stuff, isn't it?
It's the long hair thing, I think.
And also, definitely time for this with the HIA, or not the HIA, with the on report. And and also not a Broncos. Hopefully, we do a Broncos game at some stage. Do you know whether or not the Broncos play the Warriors soon, Robert? And also, Big Love Rob, hope you're all being well. Sebastian there as well. But currently 12 minutes into this contest, still 0-0, and it's a big goal line dropout. Going down towards halfway. Kalen Pong is going to take that, and this is dangerous because Queensland, normally when he gets the ball, makes quite a few, but instead he gives it off to Josh Papali. Just crashed his way forward. Good tackle made on him by Kurisau. An idiot should have passed. Kick to be a hero. Ended up 0, says John. Yeah, that's the thing. Dane Gagai on the outside is not exactly a bad man when it comes to one-on-ones or even one-on-nuns.
I can't believe he kicked it, actually, to be perfectly honest.
Was it even? It wasn't even fifth and final either, was it?
No.
Oh. I mean, he's been pushed over at the ruck, but he's actually managed to still roll it out cleanly.
He fell over and tried to milk it. He got half a touch.
Nice ball, brilliant short run, and now it's going to be the first try of the match for Queensland, and it's Valentine Holmes who's gone in and got it, and that one cannot be denied. That defence, I mean, it didn't quite come for the forward, like I said as well, but it was that break through the line of just making it a little bit too easy for them on the defence.
That was a great run at the hole.
Valentine Holmes, he saw the gap and he went for it. He went straight through as well. Try, says John there. That was a nice pop pass up from the youngster. You wouldn't think Tom Dearden was on debut, the way that he played that one. Seemed like he had all the time in the world to find Valentine Holmes. There it is, just that little half. Yeah, that's poor defence. I think
soft.
I think he was claiming injury there. Whoever that was, I want to say it was Kurisau, but I could be wrong there. But whoever it was who was trying to make that tackle kind of went out.
Tupou, I think.
After he landed, you think it was Tupou. I didn't quite get onto that one. With those handbags, you would think the ref would start signalling for sin bin send-offs, and on reports, see Sammy Souza there as well. Yeah, there's always going to be tensions at the start of the game. It's whether or not it continues kind of, throughout the game, a little bit of the push and shove every once in a while. Like, if it gets to every breakdown, they'll start going, right, boys, settle it down just a little bit here. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Tupou.
Tupou missing the tackle there. And I think it was also, who did he have with him? It was not a good attempt anyway. It was the number 4. So that would have been Stephen Crichton.
Stephen Crichton went and tried to knock the ball down.
And just left that.
And Tupou said, you're making the tackle. I'm caught in no man's land because they still had another winger outside him. And between the two of them, they hardly even laid a hand on him in the end.
Okay, Queensland lining up this kick here. Valentine Holmes, can he convert his own try?
Looks good from here.
I was going to say, it should be a relatively easy one for him.
Staring right down the middle of the post.
And he has got that one, and now it's 6-0 in favour of Queensland. Converts his own try. Says John there, and also a nice one from the Roans.
Great lift for the Roans.
Would you call it the Roons for R-O-O-N? Yes. Roans? Roans?
No, Roons. Maroons.
Maroons. Is it Maroons or Maroons, or does it just depend on how you want to say it?
I suppose it depends on how you want to say it.
Because, I always thought...
Why are you going to make things so difficult?
Well, that's the thing. I hear Maroons, and I'm like, okay.
Oh.
And then I hear Maroons as well, and then I'm like, I'm confused. I don't know what's going on.
Call it what you like.
I accidentally said that what were they? The cockroaches or the cane toads were the other ones. Nicely taken now, Tino.
Here's Tino's run all the way from the dead ball line to get onto this one.
Couple extra metres for Queensland from outside of their 10. Now back across to Kerrigan. Little bit of a mistake there. Did it go forward? No, they said it's gone backwards.
Terrible pass.
I guess in the first Origin match, they probably would have called that a knock-on. They were very...
In just about every league match, they just about call that a knock-on, even though it goes behind them.
I was like, I should get a grip, mate. Says Sebastian there as well.
What was that?
Get a grip for the Maroons and the Maroons.
Yeah, get a grip.
And there as well. And also, I don't even know if the Maroons actually call that as long as no one knows who, or as long as one knows whom they are referring to. There's Sammy Souza there as well. Sebastian, you Queensland or New South Wales? Do let me know. I feel like I should know this, but I've slightly forgotten. I think you're Queensland, aren't you? I believe. Now running forward. Nicely done by James Tedesco. 8th time captaining the side. He's not too happy with Tino.
Tino's keen to get into it, isn't he? Aye? Tedesco wasn't very happy with him there.
And Broncos played Titans, Eels, Tigers, Roosters, Knights, Storm, Eels, and Dragons. And there's says Robert now passing it back across. Big run forward. So I think whatever injury Daniel Tupou had, you would think has gone away. But yeah, Tino once again making another tackle. And Hamish is New South Wales. I'm Queensland like Craig.
Oh, you had to make that one.
And I'm an England fan. These two are both components of the enemy. Here's Sebastian there. Oh, Tino's staying down for a little bit longer, but now he's back out. Nathan Cleary. Did you see England in the short format of the cricket?
No.
They didn't go too well.
Did they not?
No.
Right, here's the Blues looking to answer back. 10 metres out.
Coruscant plays half.
Fifth and final.
42 metres gain. Cleary puts it up. Oh, he didn't quite get to that one. Unfortunately, he did have the man, and the way that man's pants are round, almost round his thighs. You got to be very careful picking up that ball when you're playing halfback, when the man's pants are down. And he's still, okay, Valentine Holmes going to leave him down for a little bit. Just
getting the grass out of him.
Yeah. Noz did New Zealand beat Ireland in the cricket. Only just. They had a very close game a couple times, but Michael Bracewell did very nice with them on England. I'm in England right now, actually. Oh, nice.
He's lost his strides too.
There was a game like that a while ago. Everyone's, going to be charged down by Isaiah Yo. Kalen Ponga was onto it, though. Know exactly where that deflection went. He has been tackled there, and now it's still fifth and final. Must not have quite got on the hand.
No, just hit him.
Smacked him, didn't it? Isaiah Yo, a little bit of a juggle. That's brilliantly done. But once again, keep it alive. Every time there's an offload, have you noticed that it's going straight into the hands of Kurt Capewell, the number 11? He seems to always be right there. Oh. Jerome Luai once again. Bit of push and shove. Rob Crazy has finished one by a wicket and one ball remaining. And also we have got there, let's go Queensland. Says Okaseni. And not surprised, you're looking forward to the decider this weekend. Says Sammy Sosa. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Big run forward.
Oh, that was a big shoulder. Tina not putting a lot of arms into the tackles, just using his shoulders. Still
makes me wonder why he didn't start, but instead came on about 3 minutes in.
Well, he came on 3 minutes in because they had the injury break.
Nice run from Cleary.
Your good mate number 10's had to stay on now because of the injury, so it'll be interesting to see how he holds up.
Now, nice spin from Polo. Dragged down fifth and final here for New South Wales. Made about 50 metres there. 55 now. Little grabber from Cleary. Sits up Jerome.
I think he's missed it.
Luai, he's claiming it. Did he get it down, though? I think he actually almost fumbled that for a start. Okay, Jerome Luai's claiming it, and it will be the try. He says he's got it. It would have been a nervous moment for him when he slipped. But Jerome Luai gets in for the first try. You reckon the Southern Hemisphere can sweep all the series? Says Joseph. I don't think they're taking all four. I think it's going to be either 3-1 to the South or 2-2. I have a feeling. I think Scotland take the Northern Hemisphere one up against Argentina. Yep, just managed to crawl his way forward.
You reckon?
I think so. He's done extremely well.
Huh?
It go through the legs? Not quite.
Not quite.
So he slips for a start, or he just falls, in fact.
Stumbles.
And then slams.
Oh, yeah.
He did the butterfly. He's been practicing the swim and stroke. That was one that I could never get the hang of. Butterfly with the swimming, yeah.
No.
Like, it just didn't make sense.
Never ever looked good.
Why am I pushing myself into the water rather than coming back up? I probably just did it wrong. Although I hate a backstroke because as soon as you swing that hand back at the end of the pool, smack it on the concrete, don't you?
Well, that's why they have the thing across so that you got 35 yards to go. You don't realise that.
Nah. No, well, you always got to finish well, don't you? Start how you intend to proceed. Finish how you intend to finish. Nice work from Luai, finishing that one well. And it is a try to Queensland, to New South Wales. And now we are back to an even playing field if this kick goes over.
Just a bit poor, really, isn't it? No? Queensland do all the hard work and finally score. And then in the space of a set of 6, effectively, they've let them back into the game. She's all tied up again. Game on still. 20 minutes gone.
So
now the Blues fans are happy and giving it to everybody in the crowd.
Did I just see a child do the up here?
Yeah, that's it. He's giving it to them.
He's like 12. If that.
He wouldn't be 12. He'd be younger than that.
I just saw a 7-year-old go up here to the Queensland fans. That doesn't epitomise state of origin. I don't know what does, eh? Start him young.
There wasn't many Queenslanders in that crowd, though.
It's kicked off. Polo runs hard. And I was already, then New South Wales got to try unless the bunker It's Vogel. And I was like, Hamish, do you have a favour for this game? I know that New South Wales came in as favourites in the betting odds for this game at Suncorp, so that's probably the slightly evening factor. Or if it was played in New South Wales, I'd say New South Wales all day because of that last performance.
On the betting side of it.
Yeah, this stage seems pretty even throughout the early
stages. New South Wales haven't won here, though, for a long,
beautiful
long
offload to Tedesco now, looking to link up. Didn't quite find that pass off to Jerome Luai. It was just a little bit wider. Fullbacks tackling each other. Numbers on this near side, though. Oh, Luai didn't quite get that pass away. Just slowing it down. Fifth and final now. 73 metres gain. It's starting to get a little bit easy. Nathan Cleary does the run. Now, little grubber in behind, and it's going to sit. Oh, it was an awkward one. It just didn't want to sit in the end for.
I wanted to let it go with it, but he wasn't going anywhere. Tom
Gilbert, in fact, it was. I was trying to work out who 17 was. We've had that many changes due to head knocks. But it was nicely done by Crichton, and then that one just didn't want to go dead, did it?
No.
It was just waiting. And also we have got the kick given the fingers is true. Tribalism in Origin as well. Says Sammy Sosa. And also I'm saying Vogel, just to avoid swearing, if you know what I mean. Says Sammy Sosa, I'll tell you what, some of the bunker decisions have been a little bit questionable throughout the season for everything really in the rugby league side of things. It's hard to talk about, isn't it? Because some of them, like, you look at and you're like, how have they come to that conclusion?
Yep.
And even the commentators are like, what? Now, once again, Kurisal goes across back. Now, nice ball to Cleary. They're starting to make a lot of meters here in
New South Wales.
Carrigan drags him down.
You're just sensing that Queensland are getting a bit tired here. A lot of game to go yet.
Nathan Cleary, they did shut him down for the first 20 or so, but now they're starting to let him run, and that was what you said you can't let them do.
Starting to get too much time. Yep.
Nathan Cleary now once again passes back to Jerome Luai. That should have been try time. They needed the skip pass there out to Brian To'o.
Even just a fast pass on would have done.
Now Nathan Cleary, fifth and final, goes for the awkward grubber and sliding. Oh, did he get it down on it? Oh, he's just thrown it forward though for the Blues. Or did he? Did it go backwards? What happened there?
This has been patted around the post about 6 times around the padding. And then somebody's decided, oh, well, if nobody else wants to force it, I'll jump on it.
And also decided this week, in my opinion, likely to be 3-1 at least, says Sammy Sosa. And also, Dad, what are your honest thoughts on the All Blacks, bearing in mind this is a PG stream?
What?
All Blacks. Thoughts on the All Blacks? Okay, that's not down.
No, there's a penalty for offside anyway. He was ahead of the kicker, but
okay.
There was about 15 fumbles here. That's knocked on. He tries to dive back round the post and shuffle it round to the other side of the posts. Then the other guy tries to fall on it and misses it. Tenders are on special again.
10 for $10.
Honest thoughts about the All Blacks. That was an embarrassing game of rugby to watch from the All Blacks' point of view. From the Irish point of view, they played well. And the best team won.
Oh, bit contact. Penalties 1-1 so far throughout the match, so not too bad overall.
That's a normal Origin start.
Oh, Paulo going a bit high. And also, hello everyone, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Yes, it is indeed game 3. And yes, Betty says Joseph as well. Now going off to the short side. Jeez, it's a good tackle made by Crichton.
Starting to open up a bit here, isn't it?
Everyone
just getting a little bit tired and a bit more space created.
Now Kalen Ponga.
Certainly a lot of movement of the ball.
There you go. Max speeds. Tedesco's at 31 Ks, but Dearden sitting there 33, and he's on debut for this contest. So I guess he's not leaving anything to the question mark. Yeah. How fast would I go? Probably about 3.3 Ks. If I'm lucky. After a warm-up. That's gone down to Jerry Evans. Or in fact, Jerry Evans kicking it now to Tedesco. Good tackle made on him. 20 out from their own line here. New South Wales getting held down. 24 minutes through. Another good attack and run.
We got 5 in the tackle.
Not allowing any extra meters.
5 in the tackle.
Which makes you think there's a gap somewhere, wouldn't it? Good fend from Tedesco there.
That's a good fend.
Just bumping off number 14. And Tedesco, him and Tino You'd have to say probably, Polo was that. He just ran straight over the top. It was a good shot on Jeremiah Nanai. And now it's helped get the momentum going forward. Cleary finds the offload to Yo. Does try and jump over the tackle.
He did try and jump over that guy on the ground.
I mean, it's an interesting tactic, isn't it? Fifth and final now, going back to Cleary. Thought he was going for a drop kick half a second there, the way he's set up, but it's gone high. Let's go Queensland, says AJ, and hello, mate. Says Joseph, and also we have got our Aya. Here's Paddy Wagon there as well. But 60 metres gained again for New South Wales.
Yep.
It's just too many at the moment for both sides.
It's opening up for both teams.
The big question is, will we see
where this ball come down?
Yeah, it has currently frozen for us, but it will be back very, very shortly, I would assume.
Yes. It's the highest kick at the moment.
Stay high for a very long time. What we will quickly do is we'll go like this and we'll go like this. This will make it a lot smoother. There we go.
Let's come down.
And it's a penalty to Queensland in the end against Jake Travojevic.
So the four tackles, they tracked them down by their goal line and they give away a penalty.
That was a good fella just written on the Maroons. How about you? Cheers, Joseph there. Yeah, Queensland, or I guess home game for Queensland. They'd love to be able to get themselves. They just say a player only turned 19 this year. That is massive. Already being an orange inside. Nice short ball off to Carrigan. The good tackle made. Okay, it sounds like Harry Grant has made his way out onto the field, or Grant, as they're calling him.
Grant.
Good tackle from Jake Travojevic once again. Now Grant goes off to Tino Fa'asuamalawi.
Oh, well done.
Thank you.
It's getting better.
It is slowly getting there.
Hey, if there were 6 Origin games, you'd have it.
Passing across. This is open. Oh, another great attacking run from Valentine Holmes.
Great ball.
Didn't quite find the offload that he needed, though, sadly. And now that is going to be fifth and final. 29 metres gained, so about half as many as we're seeing for the New South Wales Blues. Offloaded back to Harry Grant. Now nice ball on the outside, and it's the try. And once again, beautifully done, Corey Oates. You think it's forward? Yes, it is.
I thought it forward.
Oh, and keep it living on the Sunshine Coast. Queensland.
Not even going to have a look at it.
And go blue as well, says Alfunga.
I had seen 15 passes worse than that in the Mary's game last night.
Oh, flat, but just drifting forward a little bit there.
Forward by a metre.
Forward by a metre?
Forward by a metre.
Oh, that angle didn't make it look as meterage.
Right. New South Wales, a bit lucky there. 50-50 call. There you go. Spoken by a true Australian. Hi. Anybody else to go forward by a metre? 50-50.
Zayo inside ball to Desco. He's slotting in as if he was a forward. He's actually doing a lot of the first carrier work.
Hovering around just in behind the ruck.
I think that's when Tedesco's at its best. Good run from Jerome Lai. That looked a bit high from Nathan Cleary. Or not Nathan Cleary, sorry. Was Daly Cherry Evans, and he's going to get the penalty as well for it, I believe. Or is that offside?
Strip ball.
Nathan Cleary taps. And Queensland were asleep there.
Nearly caught napping.
They decided that they were just going to walk back to their mark, and instead, now they made probably an extra 20 metres or so in the process. Going forward, nice run from Saifidi.
He's a big unit.
He is. And now pass back across. Now the Blues sitting 10 metres out from the line. Kurisel goes back across to Cleary. Yo, Tedesco tries to pierce his way through the defensive line, but it is a great tackle made once again by Tom Dearden, who's got right in there as well and wrestles Tedesco down the skipper. Off to the left, Cleary looks to sell the dummy, goes off to Yo. Now bounce ball, Jerome Lai takes it beautifully on the bounce, passes back with almost a netball pass straight to Jake Travojevic. It's going to be fifth and final now. What can the Blues do from here? They go off to the left. Jerome Luai tries to grab her. It's bounced awkwardly. Kalen Pollard. Oh, was that taken back by Ponga? Or was it just inside of the goal line for a goal line dropout? I think it will be goal line dropout.
Goal line dropout, I think.
Also go the Blues. Says Alfunga there, and also wherever they come on the Blues. Oh, does he touch it in the field?
It was taken back, actually, to be perfectly honest. But
so what does that mean? Is that a 5... Or is that a 10-metre tap or a 20-metre tap or something?
Just goal line dropout.
Still goal line dropout?
That's what we're working on. That's what they got.
Okay.
Got to go with it. Who are we in the refereeing stakes?
Now Now taken nicely. This is a great attacking opportunity for the Blues, and now they're just going to throw him at the line once again. Run back. And Saifidi, like they were saying, he's had about 130 caps in the NRL, never had the opportunity at State of Origin level. Jake Travojevic.
He's got the opportunity to wind up for 30 metres and charge into a red line.
Oh, he wanted it again as well there. Nice ball on the inside from Cleary off to Martin. Good tackle made. Once again.
A few boys hanging out for a bloody half-time spell here shortly.
Still 10 minutes to go. It's an early kick all. Crichton wasn't quite able to get there and now just knocked back. And this is going to be another goal line dropout. Seems to be back to back to back at the moment. I'm actually going to check the odds to see how they are sitting currently in this match. Because you'd assume it would still be relatively close to what it was at the start of the game, if not maybe a little bit closer. Good attacking chance, but once again, making sure that they got rid of that one nice and early there. Yeah. Patrick Carrigan. Queensland says you go and go Blues, says Alfunga there. We seem to have quite an even split at the moment for people going for the Maroons.
True.
And for the Blues as well, which is great to see. If you guys haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads main channel, I guess I should say. And also, be sure to vote in that poll. Currently, Queensland are still $3 underdogs in this contest in New South Wales, $1.33. And I would say that the 60 metres gained every time that they have a set will be something that really is helping out New South Wales for those odds. Now, To'o has to run it sideways, but he's still... Those are cheap meters that he's just been able to make. They should have shut him down early there.
That was like under nines. He would have run back 15 metres to go forward 10.
Now, nice run from
Nathan
Cleary.
The fact that he still went 10 says that people are getting tired.
I would love to experience it as I love the NRL. Says Joseph there. He's close and he's over. And the big number 8 is able to score it. Jacob Saifidi has now got himself his first try of Origin. And just like that, that would have changed the odds. I might have to go back and have another look at that. Because I would assume that that has changed quite drastically. $4.75 now Queensland are underdogs. And also we have got there trying to, so hard to focus on the commentary, mate of mine rolled a strong joint and I'm smacked out on my tit, says Sebastian there as well. So what are your plans while you are in England, Sebastian, other than getting high with your mates? I assume maybe, once again, family visit, maybe, possibly. Because I know that at some stage, Sebastian's heading to, I want to say it's either Iceland or Norway, one of those ones up top for a business proposal.
True.
Big opportunity for the man.
Normally they go to Colombia or places like that.
Well, that depends on what you're selling, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I could blend in Colombia, I think, with this mustache. It was brilliantly done by Saifidi. Able to score himself the try. You have to say, like, the thing is, when you look at him outside of running, he doesn't look absolutely huge, if that makes sense. But when you see him in stride, he's got a massive frame.
He's got a big frame. Big frame, big stride.
And also, what's the score? It hasn't updated. It hasn't yet, but now, there we go. Has just updated. Normally, it is a little bit slow because it normally waits to see whether or not the conversion goes over. I'm consolidating my spiritual links at the moment, says Sebastian there, and tribalism. Inner Origin can be quite rowdy, just saying, and that one has gone over. So the score now sitting 12 points to New South Wales and 6 to Queensland with still another 8 minutes to go or so of this first half.
There's a big 8 minutes here.
This is where
Queensland need to hang on or score. They cannot let New South Wales score again, or this game's going the same way as game 2.
Which is the last thing you'd want, isn't it?
It is as a Queensland supporter.
And also, everybody sounds awesome, fella. Love it. Damn it. I still believe. Says Joseph there. That's the thing. It's not over yet. Still only 6 points difference. If Queensland score in the next 7 minutes, that completely changes momentum.
Game on.
Game on for the second half.
This is a big set of sixes. I've got to get up here and get over on this kick.
Nicely taken.
Trap New South Wales down here. And they just keep firing it to the big fella to punch it back.
He's only been on the field for a little bit of time, Saifidi, and he's already scored the try and also had about, 7 runs? Something like that. And he's made meters every single time. And also go blue and great from New South Wales to get the lead with halftime coming up, says Sammy Sosa. Yeah, an important time to score a try. Of course, Paul Gallen won't be minding that try too much either.
No. Paul Gallen will be a fan of it. Brad Fiddler was a fan of it.
Now, Zio, that's a great run. Once again, up to 50 metres.
Through the middle of the ruck.
Fourth, Nathan Cleary off to Martin. Trying to step through. He's broken through the tackle with the youngster, Dearden, but he's got him in the end.
Still walking forward, though.
How many metres did they get there? That would have been another 50 now. Travojevic. Oh, sorry, that was actually Tedesco who went for the little kick in behind. Didn't quite set up for him.
Wasn't quite deep enough.
Another 58 metres gained.
Mm.
And, that was a good
hit.
low tackle.
Aye, one low, one over the top, and one in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of, the body doesn't know where to fall, does it? Because you don't know whether or not you're supposed to be going down at the ankles or whether you're supposed to be bending over.
It's like a 3-stage fall over. So the Queensland backs have got to help out here with the forwards. The forwards are getting tired. So it's time for Gagai and Valentine Holmes and that to have a run.
Yeah. In there, Ben Hunt has a crack up to 50 and only 22 metres gain now. Daly Cherry Evans going as deep as he physically can. It's gone straight in the hands of Tedesco. This is danger now for New South Wales, or sorry, for Queensland, almost able to make his way straight through. He's been wrestled down by Kerrigan. Currently sitting on the first phase of their set.
First tackle, though, 40 metres out.
Ryan Todd, haven't seen a huge amount of him with the ball in this contest so far.
No.
Now off. Jake Travojevic, another few extra metres finding the offload. This will be draining on the body at the moment for Queensland. They've said it's forward, have they?
No, obstruction. Milked a penalty. He's absolutely milked that. You watch this. Unbelievable.
Smart. Very smart from Gilbert there. You can't really...
he's thinking.
He's thinking well, and that is going to buy them a little bit more time to regather a bit of that stamina. And now 30 metres out, Queensland have got possibly one of the last cracks of this half, Tino, for Asua Malawi once again as the carry. And you'd have to think, if you got that many, like, on the back of your, like, hamstrings and whatnot, surely you wouldn't be able to run, but it seems like he's going just about as smoothly as he ever has.
He's been playing the suction cups all afternoon.
Now going back across. It's like when you're a child and you get one of those bow and arrow sets and you stick it to your forehead, isn't it?
Wow.
Just me? Oh, that was close to Tino's hands. It doesn't quite find him. And last set here says Sammy Souza. Okay, they are going to be taking on the scrum now. New South Wales, Tino for Asua Malawi there with a little mistake, but I don't think he was expecting the pass, was he?
He should have been. He run through the gap.
I think he was just trying to be the dummy run, and the guy waited a bit too long. Try and find him there, Ben Hunt. This was probably relatively flat as well, wasn't it, by the time he decided?
Well, flat, yeah. But if you're going to run through there, you've got to expect to get the ball. You're 10 metres out from your goal line.
Brian Todd, good low tackle made on him. 3.5 minutes left now. Once again, Kurisal looks off to the short side. Martin, oh no, that was not Martin. That was instead, actually, one moment, Angus Crichton.
We need a big Queensland shoulder here.
A legal shoulder, of course.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. They've got to turn the ball over here. We can't let them keep running.
It's a good tackle made.
They've got to get up now.
40 metres out. Gone once again to the big man, Tino Fa'asua Malawi. He's been able to take him down, though. The try score, fifth and final. That is a better set, defensive-wise, from Queensland. Now that's a big shot, but he stayed on his feet as well. Fair play. Well, this one's going to be an awkward one. Ponga wants it. It doesn't quite set up for him, and now having to take it. It's a big shot, but breaking through nicely. And that is brilliantly done once again by Corey Oates.
I think that went that high that someone threw it down off the roof of the stadium.
Now Gagai gives it off. This is a good backline here, opening up for Queensland, driven down once again. Brilliantly done by the New South Wales Blues defence, but also very nice run from Campbell. Like a couple extra. Now Dane Gagai tries to go through. Still another 2 minutes left here of the half. If Queensland can score now, that would give them... that was not the pass. That was not the pass at all, and Cleary's been able to take down the youngster Dearden. I got a bit of the South African tongue roll going there.
You did, actually.
Gilbert back up to his feet very quickly, trying to keep this one alive. Fifth and final here. Daly Cherry Evans puts it high and behind. Looks like he's trying to go almost towards that. That's a mistake.
He's got a hand on it too.
And now they want to take it quickly. I thought he was almost going for the 40-20 type thing there from Dane Gagai. Or sorry, not Dane Gagai, from Daly Cherry Evans. But now they've got it. One last set with 90 seconds in this first half.
How come they go out in the middle?
I believe it's because it was pushed into touch, they're saying. Or I guess taken into touch. So rather than the tap in the middle. Or rather than the tap, it must be in the middle, I guess.
Yeah. Something
along those. Oh, unless it counts as a 40-20. It might have been a 40-20. Because he knocked it into touch, but it still counts as that 40-20. So brilliantly done by Cherry Evans. Now Ponga with the step. That's a last-ditch effort there from Martin, and he's got just enough and almost spoke Afrikaans there. Sosa there. It was almost yell like a ding for the man out on the wing, but now nice run forward here from Carrigan. Straightens.
Good run.
Still two.
They've got a minute.
One, and also man was
speaking
Swahili. That's a poor effort. But
it needed some runners.
The thing is, it was a poor effort for the tackler, but it was a poor effort from the runner once he realised he was
again,
broken.
But it doesn't matter.
6 more.
It's the time that's the issue.
40 seconds left. Isaiah Yo hanging on to it. Now, we actually saw a yellow card in that last match for hanging on for a little bit too long, only a couple metres out from the line. Are we going to see it again? We did, because that was your same question, or it's the same statement. Now, Cherry Evans back across. Dearden tries to step. He is taken down by Jake Travojevic, who hangs on just a little bit longer. I'd say they get 2 more phases here. Now short, on the short side, it's a try. And it's going to be brilliantly done by Queensland.
That's great.
Just at the end, that was Harry Grant who did the grubber, and it was Kurt Capewell was able to score the try. And that is the time to do it as well. This might be even going into half-time, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a big play.
That's huge. For Queensland in front of a home crowd. The crowd are absolutely loving it. Someone might be pulling the fingers back at that 7-year-old now. Yeah, I believe just well and truly Daniel Tupou just got that one wrong.
I'm not sure how you can call that a 40-20.
Where did he kick it from? Was it within his 40?
No, with the guy actually catching it or trying to catch it in the field of play.
Yeah, but I guess it still went out. It's still... Oh, it came off Jerome Luai's knee, and that actually made it more tricky for his defenders. Brian To'o not able to get it. Go Maroons and try in there, and go Blue says Alfunga. And also we have got that damn good try, says Sammy Sosa. Yeah, perfect time to get it as well. Kurt Capewell gets it. Oh, birthday yesterday. A little bit of a late present for that man.
Happy birthday to him.
Still his birthday somewhere, I'm sure.
Yes, true. Will be.
Harry Grant. This was well seen because they're saying Tedesco might have been caught out in the wrong place. Tedesco, he went sideways, just got that grubber across. To be fair, if it didn't hit Jerome Luai, it could have been possibly for that guy on the outside, but To'o, I
think it was for the guy on the outside.
And it worked even better, really, because...
But it comes down to whether it would have been too deep or too quick for the guy on the outside. There's certainly a little bit of luck involved, but then he scored it in between 2 lots of people.
It looks like a few Queensland supporters very happy with that one right on the half-time. And also, yeah, Maroons, yes, you go little. And also, anyone know how to get a cheaper Maroons jersey? Because I love them. Says Joseph, definitely look at the last year's jerseys. They are always a good way of doing it. Because currently for Super Rugby, I know that it was, that's a big kick to miss.
Missed it.
Now at halftime, it's going to be 10 points to 12 in this contest. But yeah, if you look at last year's kit, because normally it's not that different to the kit that they've got on this year, other than maybe one sponsor different, and you can literally get it for about 50 to 60% off normally.
Yep.
If you are lucky. The only problem with that is currently I'm looking at the Hurricanes kit for this year, but they've got the last year's one on special, but I like this year's better. So I can't get it because I do like my yellow, as you know. And Go Blue says Alfunga, and also who do you boys going for? So at this stage, I mean, it's an interesting one because I'm split because my dad, he goes more for Queensland. My mum, she goes more for the New South Wales Blues. So it's pretty much who's my favourite parent. No, that would be a
I think that's what it boils down to, Hamish.
Yeah, no pressure. Right. I'm glad that it's 1-1, though.
I think it's a question that you have to give some serious thought to.
Definitely, because one of them is sitting next to me,
Well, because Mum's away this weekend, and who's going to give you a hiding this weekend if Mum's not here?
That is true. I should quickly go for Kurt Capewell.
Brilliant.
Lovely. Hey, finally a time to use happy birthday. I've played it randomly on live streams for the past like 6 years, and there's never been a better time than right then. And I was all right, cheers, I'll check it out. Says Joseph there, use Rugby Heaven for Kane's jersey. Says Joseph there, Rugby Heaven. Is that New Zealand based, or is it like, do you pay big overseas shipping prices? Because that's normally the one that gets you, isn't it? Although even with the shipping costs, you can sometimes get a cheaper kit overseas, which seems rough. The fact that you can buy local kits overseas for cheaper that are actually the genuine kits.
Yep.
But because they're away and then they come back, they're still cheaper. And also it was meant to be at the game, Craig, but sold out. Before we got the ticket, says Robert. Yeah, it's a huge one.
It was sold out pretty quick, I think.
Yeah, as soon as everyone saw it was 1-1. That was probably, or even before that, to be fair.
Well, because they go out to all the corporates and all the important people for a start. And then they put what's left on sale for general public, basically. So depending on how many tickets go out for a start, depends on how many are left for the general public.
Yeah, which is normally, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I assume Australia, England at the SCG is going to be relatively big. Maybe not quite as big as the game here that we have got in terms of attendance. I think they said earlier on, I want to say it was like 44,000, but I could be wrong there. That might have actually been the attendance for the Wallabies England last week.
SCG.
Or for Suncorp last week for that matchup. And also it's global shipping, and yeah, honestly, it might well be cheaper, says Joseph, which doesn't seem right, does it? The fact that you can buy from overseas local stuff that's cheaper if you buy it overseas than just like going down to your shop.
Yeah, but you get a genuine New Zealand jersey made in China from New Zealand products.
It's quite the combo, isn't it?
Cheaper in China, or cheaper from buying it from overseas.
Speaking of combo, chips and beer they have just shown us, haven't they? You actually drank some beer in the second half of our last State of Origin live stream.
Thinking quite seriously about drinking some more.
And also State of Origin is gladiator footy, never get bored, says Laxaxel. And yeah, with a game like this one, 12 points to 10 at halftime, it is certainly heating up.
If you listen really carefully, you can hear a nervous one rattling in the fridge.
Nervous. Is it a DB that's going to be on the cards, perhaps?
Well, we can't advertise, can we?
Just kidding. It's not a type of beer. Is that what it was?
It'll be DB, Daddy's beer.
Daddy's beer. Okay.
Yep.
Dad's beer as well, yeah. Or Dar beer.
Dar beer.
And also 55,000 at Origin tonight, Hamish. So yeah, they've got quite the crowd in attendance for this contest, and they will be getting their money's worth at this stage. And also, where's Jake the Muss? And there as well. Are we talking Jake Travojevic? And there too, but no?
Jake the Muss.
Oh, isn't he that fella from way back in the day?
Once for Warriors.
I was thinking of Jake Travojevic, wasn't I? He's actually been pretty busy. So I guess you could say, where hasn't Jake Travojevic been in that first half? So Tommy Turbo, he'll be missing.
According to the commentators, he wasn't in the right place in that last play. But he wasn't going to be involved in it anyway.
No. Got a little bit unlucky, didn't he? But looking through at the reserves, Junior Polo, he had a very good start to this match. Alongside him, Harry Grant, he's really had an impact. And also Patrick Carrigan been pretty prominent.
Yep.
I'd say overall in the starting lineup, though, Cleary had a good middle patch of that half where they just didn't seem to be able to shut him down. Jerome Luai's been in a lot of it.
Yeah.
James Tedesco always is going to give you 110% running all along. Yep. And also Kalen Ponga has been able to do the same thing. And a good job from young Tom Dearden in that first half as well, I'd say. And also Blues
a lot of New South Wales centres, have we?
Not hugely, no. Matt Burden, other than when he got a big hit on him. And then also Stephen Crichton. I mean, he put in that grubber that almost led to the try, but other than that, not a huge amount of runs coming from him. But then could you say the same about Valentine Holmes and Dane Gagai, except for that little...
They've got to get more involved.
Little middle patch.
You know, they've got to help their forwards out. Their forwards are going to get tired. Both teams are down at least a man. Queensland are down 2 through head knocks. They've got to front up.
Mini game going on at the moment between the Blues and the Maroons on the field. And a bit of league. And also we've got the near impossible for Queensland to win this. Being 2 players down, says Jimmy there. And also we've got their Bronx have Cobbo, Oates, Carrigan on, and Fleer there. Says it was Robert, and also Jakey A. He's a lovable chap. says John. And also Blues are missing a few good players this year, says Joshua. And then, having a couple more players out from the injuries. Yeah, we've seen Collins knock himself out. Unfortunately, we've seen, who else did we see knock themselves out? We also saw Selvin Cobbo knock himself out. And we saw Cameron Murray get knocked out as well. So we've seen 3 players all get knocked out, none of which were the man being tackled, which is the big kicker, I guess you could say. Speaking of big kickers, Harry Grant, that last try coming the way of Queensland could have been a game changer for them, but we also see a very nice play from Nathan Cleary in that first half involving the grubber where Jerome Luai pretty much glided his way towards it like he was some sort of slippery seal.
Yep.
And went on to get himself the try as well.
That's something that both teams will have to address. The little grubber kicks through. Both teams concentrating on marking men running and all the rest of it and that. And those little grubber kicks been effective in just about all the tries.
Is there a little bit of surface slipperiness at the moment there? I wouldn't say there's a huge amount, is there? It's just
a little bit of dew maybe on the ground.
And also we have got their bloody blue, beautiful cook the man some eggs, cook your own bloody eggs. Says John there. And also in Capewell, says Robert. And also Pity Queensland don't bash snot out of Luai in those scuffles, says Jimmy. Yeah, he's been right in the face of all the players, really, isn't he? Like every single time we've seen players come together, he seems to pop up.
I think Luai's just one of those players that likes to get himself into the scuffles.
Yeah, some players seem to have like their different, I guess, ways of getting fired up. Some players need a little bit of that push and shove in the face. Other players kind of have like that headphones on right up until the game. Don't talk to anyone pretty much.
Concentrate on their ownness. Yep.
And then there's some who like to headbutt a wall. And I would say, it's probably not the most smart play to headbutt a wall, but it probably gets you ready for some big contact. I mean, it's like getting hit by a wall when you run straight at Junior Polo or someone like that, isn't it?
Probably. Or
Tino Fa'a Suamala-awi. And I was like, hey, Luai, he's a smart ass, says Jimmy there. And I was like, Jake, the missus today, Māori boy, get a hiding from the missus. And also we've got that Let's Go Queensland, says Sharon and Go Blue. And Kurt Capewell is from a little town 4 hours northwest of me, Craig. Here's Robert there. There you go. Not too far away for Kurt Capewell, and he has played well throughout this contest. Was able to score himself the first try of it.
4 hours in Australia, that's not very far away.
No, that's just a little, I guess, because that's the thing, like 4 hours for us seems like a lot. And then you look at like, or even if you look bigger than Australia, in America, like 4 hours is like a light trip, isn't it?
Driving 4 hours on the same road.
Which seems real weird when you think about it, isn't it? Like we've got our Bunnings NPC coming up very soon, and all of the teams are like only a couple hours drive from each other. Whereas State of Origin, you know that there's a very distinctive line between Queensland and New South Wales. You're either falling on one side or the other.
It's called the border.
And there's no way that you can get across that.
Thou shall not cross.
I'll come to New Zealand soon. What you recommend I do? Or is good, that's good to go, says Joseph. Depends on what kind of person you are. Are you more of an outdoorsy guy or more of a like sightseeing, indoor kind of like attractions type person, Joseph? Because I mean, you've got all those areas around like Queenstown's normally somewhere a lot of people go. Wanaka is also very nice. Then if you're North Island wise, you might consider Rotorua, maybe somewhere around there, or Mount Manganui, depending on what type of.
Depends what you're into.
Yeah. If you're a sportsman, you like a bit of cricket, it wouldn't be too out of place at the Mount. If you got any cricket going on, and also heaps today, Bethy be handing out the hidings and also go to Queensland, South Island. Says Nathan there, Kiwi boys, your All Blacks better bloody beat Ireland. Oh, dear. Says Jimmy. Yeah, they didn't have the best game, did they? And the last one, and also heavily outdoorsy. Okay, so you probably like mountains or something. Ever thought of skydiving or bungee jumping or anything like that? Because a lot of those you can do Queenstown way, can't you?
Yep.
And it's only like half an hour drive to get from somewhere where you can skydive, somewhere you can bungee jump. You could go on the shot over jet. That's something that a lot of people enjoy doing. Pretty much a jet boat that flies around a river 1,000 miles an hour.
Through the canyons, skipping off the rocks. Well, but sometimes they get it wrong and hit the old rock, but technically they try not to too often.
Yeah.
Creates a lot of paperwork.
Also, Jared Blues put more points on that scoreboard on the last 40 minutes, says King T, and also sounds cool. Says Joseph there and go Blues and consider New Zealand bungee jump the bridge out of here, says Sharon. And also we have got, hard my bro, old Beth Hickey Murray boy, get to bash today. And also we've got the AK, how you doing, says Hill Fries. Oh, hey, mate. How you doing? Says Hill Fries, doing very well, mate. Excited for the second half. It's a close first one, 12 points to 10.
Yep.
Literally one little moment in this game could be the deciding factor for both of these teams.
Nobody's going to bed yet.
No way. And also we've got and you got snow peaks or snow places like Coronet Peak. That's true. Could go snowboarding in Queenstown or Wanaka or Cadrona. Cadrona's very touristy.
Yep.
If you come at the right time of the year.
Yeah,
Wasn't
those
that
places
something
down there.
I look into? Cheers, boys. Cheers,
Coronet
Joseph.
Peak was my first job.
Was it?
Worked on the rebuild of it after it burnt down. There you go. 1987. First job. Straight out of school.
Straight away my brain goes to how does somewhere with so much snow burn down?
Well, it doesn't go there all the time, of course.
Was it during the non-snowy season?
Yeah.
I see.
Mm.
And who do you think's going to win? For me, I'm still thinking New South Wales. From the amount of meters that they made in that first half, I think they've just got that little bit of an advantage, but they need to make sure that they don't take their foot off the gas, because or else then Queensland, if they give them half an inch to get back into this game, they will take it. As we've seen a couple of times, they were close to getting that try with the forward pass. They were close to scoring on another occasion as well.
I think whoever scores the first points in the second half will come out winners.
Alrighty. Well, it's not too far away. This is going to be intense, isn't it? Like State of Origin, the first 3 minutes when we saw 3 knockouts.
Yep.
Could be how the second half starts. And also go.
The team that scores first will I think we'll win it.
Okay.
Because I don't think there's going to be too much in it.
You think it's going to be, that's the thing, less than 6, I think, is going to be the deciding end score. I think it's going to be one try. That conversion of Queensland when they missed it could be the difference. That's all I'm going to say. Just a couple points.
It's only in the modern time that in State of Origin that you've had the big differences in scores.
Gone to the days of 6-4 or something like that.
Back in the 80s, the 90s, and that Origin was huge, and there was never any points between them. I think the first 50 Origins that they had, I think it was about 25 to one team and 24 to another in a draw or something like that. And I think the biggest winning margin was about 6 or 8 points.
Do you think that's where the game's kind of, I guess, evolved to a state of people sometimes don't enjoy a low-scoring close game as much as they should type thing? Because sometimes a low-scoring, close game can be more exciting than a game that's a one-sided blowout, can't it?
Yeah, true. Yeah. And a lot of it comes down to the goal kicking. The goal kicking probably didn't sort of take centre stage. They've scored the tries, but, you look at Mel Meninga days and all the rest of it. Well, Mel kicked for Queensland, he kicked for Canberra, kicked for Australia and all the rest of it. And he would have been lucky if he kicked 60% throughout his whole career. When we got a couple of rugby converts, he ended up over in Australia and the NRL and all the rest of it, the likes of Daryl Halligan, Matthew Ridge, all of a sudden, they went over there basically as goal kickers. And then all of a sudden, games were starting to go where you started going up in 6 points and you were kicking penalties because you could. And then all of a sudden, it sort of evolved the game, and now your kicker is as important as anything. Valentine Holmes. 2 points to tie it up at half time in what you'd call, there's never a simple kick, but it's certainly one that you'd expect to make more times than you'd miss.
Yeah.
And he missed it by quite a wee way, to be honest, from where it was. Could be the difference at the end of the game. Well, your goal kicker is huge now. Canterbury Bankstown that Daryl Halligan played for went all the way to the premiership on the back of goal kicking.
Yeah.
And other teams knew it.
Which is probably why there's so many late hits on kickers every once in a while, or there used to be anyway, just to try and, I guess, get rid of some of that intimidating factor. Because that's the thing. There's something about a kicker that, in a weird way, they're more intimidating than some of those big men, depending on what the situation in the game can be. Like, yes, you don't want to get absolutely smashed, but if you're giving away those kicks and they're easy, like, they can just keep on just racking up twos after twos after twos.
You want to let them know you're there.
Come on, Queenslander, says Nathan, and also who's winning right now. Currently 2 points advantage to the New South Wales side in this contest, and also tip New South Wales don't like playing at Suncorp. Says Robert there, although they're not doing too badly at the moment.
Yep.
But this is what happened in the last game. It was close, and then second half happened, and New South Wales just blew away, didn't they?
Yep.
Nathan Cleary came alive.
This is big. First 10 minutes.
It's kicked off now in the second half, back underway for the deciding game of Origin straight away. Tino Fa'asuamala-awi does give himself the carry. Wrestled down by Jake Travojevic. Now Harry Grant, the man who pulled off that magical grubber at the end of the first half to get Queensland back into this contest, now has a massive role to play as the halfback option. Now Tino once again gets another carry.
Second hitter.
In 30 seconds as well. They only got 2 players. Now Daly Jerry Evans, beautiful inside border, Kalen Ponga. He breaks the line. Beautiful offload. Or beautiful pass on the inside, and Harry Grant gets dragged down. This is looking great from Queensland in the early stages, showing pure intent.
New South Wales stretched here.
Now Daly Jerry Evans, the chip and chase. It's going to sit up from him, Grubbers, and he just didn't get the finger to it. I think he might have.
I think he has.
He thinks he's got it. And Daly Jerry Evans. Bit of individual brilliance there from Kalen Ponga.
Hey, Archie's on!
Oh, there's a bit of a fight breaking out. Look who's underneath it. Of course, it's Tino. Where's Jerome? He'll be in there as well, won't he? Right.
I think Jerome might be the one on the ground, actually. I think he's the start. They're into it.
Well, they've decided. Okay, Dane Gagai might have done a bit of a cheap shot there, which might have started the whole thing. Right.
Oh, he's got a bit of claret on the lip. He's got one.
Yep, he's been busted open there. Yes, there's nothing.
What's going on here?
What happens here? It's a brilliant ball, first of all, to Kalen Ponga, Jerome Luai. And also, geez, that was a bad bit of voice disappear, wasn't it? Okay, so Matt Burton pushes him over after Kalen Ponga did get taken down.
Yeah.
So that's where that came from. Still makes me question where the busted lip comes from. Punches thrown.
That's where the busted lip come from.
Dane Gagai and also Matt Burton both swinging
They're
fists.
going big time.
Right, these two guys, they're on report. They're still going.
They're still keen to talk about it.
I mean, I know quite a few ex-rugby league players have given themselves a bit of a boxing career now. Maybe those two are squaring off in the near future.
Righto, so Gagai's bowled him over. I hope they don't cancel this try for that. On-field call, no try.
They're going to say on-field. Dane Gagai was set. He was ready.
Yeah, no, he was, yeah.
He was waiting for it. Who threw the first punch?
Well, they both throw one.
Right. This is going to be no try. Now, the thing with that is, was it not Gagai, who was the second mitigating factor because Ponga was pushed by Burton? So isn't that kind of cancelling each other out?
Here we go.
Right. Yeah, they're both swinging. Oh, that was a good shot from Gagai.
Gagai's getting the better of it.
Okay, to be fair to Tino there, Tino could have easily been an annoyance there.
Yeah.
And could have been punching.
He only really got involved when that
New
first
South
Wales guy actually managed to hit Gagai with one. But
and Jerome only has to go when teammates are around, or only has to go when teammates are around, says Nuzzy Williams.
I think Gagai was about 8-2 up there, I think.
Yeah. Right, everyone go back. We have 1 minute, so
10-8 round to Gagai.
So what we've seen.
Hang on, we're going to sort this out.
First 3 minutes of the first half, 3 players knocked out.
Yep.
Second half, 1 minute in, we've had a punch up with about 6 punches thrown. Is this not just State of Origin summed up in just a short little burst? Right, Gagai's going to the bin for 10. Well, you've got to give Burton 10 as well, don't you?
You would think so.
Okay, Daly Jerry Evans
is giving it to
he
the ref.
said all series, check that. because
he's going as well.
Okay, James Tedesco saying he's got 2 on 1. What's he supposed to do? Well, to be fair, Tino didn't throw anything.
To be fair, Tino didn't do anything.
No.
Other than drag them down at the end.
He tried to break it up. He was the hockey referee.
He was.
Which is surprising because I feel like Tino's the kind of guy who would have loved to be able to get in there. But yeah, see, Ponga taken out for me.
No, to be fair, he wasn't even looking where Ponga was.
Was he looking away there?
He was actually looking away.
I love the fact that they just set up like they're ready to play hockey and they just play absolutely getting into it. Burnham was not getting the better of it. Although, unfortunately,
no, Tino wasn't helping.
No, because Tino did end up holding the guy while Dane was still throwing.
Yeah.
But then what's he supposed to do when 2 guys are just swinging at each other? And the crowd, they are loving this. SBS says Jimmy there.
Okay, we've waited 20 years for this. Game on.
Vernon's a very happy man at the moment because, I mean, at the end of the day, cancelled try is huge. Because Daly Cherry Evans.
Cancelled. I don't think he scored it.
Although the way that the referee said about it was...
It was on field, no try.
He's been pushed off or Dane Gago makes contact off the ball. We have a decision. So I think...
We'll see where this goes. Where's the penalty? Right, so New South Wales have got the penalty.
Right, what we got now?
Oh, they didn't show us where it was on the field.
Okay, I would say it was probably about 20 out. If I had to guess.
That's about where it started. Right, here we go. This will be an interesting...
Martin hits it.
Okay.
In fact, it's Crichton. He's been hit hard by Tino for Suamala-Awi. He's not feeling too flash. He's hurting at the moment. But you knew a big shot was coming, didn't you?
You did, yeah.
Like, you don't want to be the guy who has to run it up. And also show us the screen. Unfortunately, due to licensing, we're unable to show match footage or audio, but you can watch it on Fox for free, I believe it is actually on. So be sure to check that out. You may need a VPN to be able to watch it. Oh, bit of pointing going on afterwards as well. Tedesco, boom! Big shot on Martin. He's being dragged down by Valentine Holmes, who had to go high to try and stop him from going down.
I don't think this is finished yet.
Cleary tells the dummy he's gone through.
Run.
He's carving his way through Nathan Cleary, something very similar to what we saw at Optus in the last game. 5th and final, Jerome Loy. One more pass, not the pass. That was not a good one. He just ended up passing to Crichton and it was too low.
Well, they passed it to Crichton. He's just come off a head knock. So he's not thinking straight anyway. And
he also had to take it round his kind of hip region. So that was never going to be an easy one.
And turn, and he got nowhere to go. Right now, New South Wales turn to smash into the Queenslanders.
And also Trevor scored, then chalked off for a fight, says Joseph. So I believe they said that because Dane Gagai made contact with the man off the ball initially, we didn't actually really get to see the replay of if Daly Cherry Evans got it down, but he was confident that he did. But then when aren't players confident when they think they might have got it?
Right.
And welcome to State of Origin, people, says King T. Yeah, there's going to be plenty thrown in the later stages, I would think. But I think that's the first time I've seen a big punch up in State of Origin for a while.
20 years.
Oh, that's a bit of a mistake. He tried to go back to Ponga in the pocket, but Ponga was not in the pocket. Ponga was in the line, and now he's trying to create a bit of space for Queensland, and now they've got 5th and final. Lucky they tried to do it one early.
Lucky that was the 4th tackle rather than the 5th tackle.
Now back to Daly Cherry Evans. He's just put his boot through that one, trying to get as much meterage as he can.
Oh, it's got a bounce too.
It's an awkward bounce.
Got an extra 20 out of that.
Now running it back at the line. Big contact made. Valentine Holmes having a drag down Daniel Tupou. And also does your dad follow Team Emirates New Zealand and sailing the America's Cup? Says Nathan there. You much of a sailing man?
No, not really.
You used to watch it when the boats weren't as like...
Well, I actually enjoy it a bit more now they've got the technology side of it where you can actually see where they are and all the rest of it. But they've gone with the big flash boats that go a bit quick and they've really shortened up the courses to try and, well, certainly in Auckland so that people could see from the shoreline, which turned it into sort of short races that were dependent on where they were on the course rather than the old days where you had the tacking duels. And I think technology's just getting too advanced for it.
Cleary now second. The moment, good low tackle made on a Zaio. That would have been Jeremiah Nanai. Was able to make that one. Now Jerome Luai passes back. Cross to Nathan Cleary with the bump off there. Nicely done.
Starting to get involved.
He is certainly starting to step up in the second half a little bit more. And also drew that, what Dad said. There's Nathan there. Nice tackle made once again. Holding him down. That's going to be 6 more. You've got to release it. That's 0.
He lost the ball.
Stolen.
Got it stolen. They were having a bit of an argument about who actually had it on the ground.
Yeah, the touch
judge had to come in and say, you have to give it to him.
Grant goes back now to Kalen Ponga, who tries to go through. Now, the question is all hell going to break loose when Gagai and also Burton makes their way back out onto the field? Jerry Evans kicks on 3, no one back there. It's gone in behind, but Tedesco, he gets a favourable bounce. It could have been ugly, but it sits up nicely.
That could have rolled all the way into the goal line there.
The Roosters fall back. A lot of pressure made on him.
That's a good game for Queensland.
45 minutes through this contest now, and it seems like it's still a bit of a stalemate, both of these sides. Neither one taking the backward step.
A few people taking a bit of time to get back.
Well, it's been played at all. That was looking like he was considering going a little bit higher there. It's a good tackle made there on Tupou, though. Nice step. He's just bumped straight into the youngster Tom Dearden, and he's found the offload off the Kurisau. Now Nathan Cleary once again finding the offload. It's almost a tip tackle on him by Daly Cherry Evans.
I was going to say, Cleary got tipped up.
Oh, and it's going to be going back. Jeez, imagine Cleary and Cherry Evans going at it with the fists. I don't think you'd ever see it, although it looks like the crowd are liking it at the moment. Right, Jake Travojevic, he's been taken off the field, so one of the coaches has made his way down to the touchline. Rather than sitting in the coach's box, he's going, I can't see from there. Oh, okay. What would normally be a stock standard big shot in the olden days penalty at the moment. It's good that it's just a penalty. It would have been a red card in Union almost, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
That one.
Oh, no, yellow card because he didn't make contact with his head on the ground.
Nice run from Saifidi.
Play the ball. Oh,
he's made the mistake, the big man. And now Queensland, they are fired up for this one. They're up for the challenge at Suncorp. Like someone mentioned at halftime, they do struggle a little bit at Suncorp sometimes. New South Wales, that man is very happy. So is his friend who's just seen he's on the camera. Oh, he's just messed up.
He just didn't lift his leg high enough to kick it backwards instead of forwards.
Although, to be fair, if I had tree trunks for legs, they'd probably be quite heavy carrying them around, wouldn't they?
They'd be a bit heavy now.
Yeah. Can hardly carry around these sticks. Eh?
Right.
Right, we've got 3 minutes left of that yellow card for both of these teams. Paul Gallen, he will be hoping New South Wales can get themselves over the line for the second year in a row, but...
Hey, he'll be hoping Sonny Bill Williams wants to punch him in the head.
Well, I think Sonny Bill's too busy hanging out with Quade Cooper at the moment after his injury.
I think so.
Ball on the inside. After Valentine Holmes looking to the right. There was a nice pass. Didn't even look like he was passing it. Now he's bumped it off on the inside. A lot of pressure.
Up, but that's a good handoff.
Another offload to Valentine Holmes. If he was through Isaiah Yo there, and he's still got Polo who tried to line him up. I think it was. Or was it Talakai? Yes, it was.
Big hit over
and
the
he's
top.
Done it, the big man. Jeez, he looks like Polo. Those two could be brothers. Other than the fact that one of them shaved just a little bit more of the back of the head. Valentine Holmes will be disappointed with that one.
Wasn't happy.
No. Where's Talakai? Okay, so he made the initial tackle and then... Jeez, the big man in motion. It's a scary sight. Luckily for Valentine Holmes, he didn't see it coming, but I think that makes it worse, doesn't it?
Sometimes. You hit in the wrong place, it does.
That was a just hit with Big Ass Ball. And for the Maroons fan, he's very animated as usual, says Sammy Souza. Yeah, we'll be nerve-wracking at the moment. Going right into the end of this match. It's going to be a 50-50, I'd say, at this point in time. I'm going to check the odds once again and see who is the slight advantage in the match. I would say it's still New South Wales. Okay, Queensland, $3.25. New South Wales, $1.30 still. I thought it would have closed the gap just a little bit more, to be honest. Got a run from Martin. 40 out now. It's a brilliant tackle made on him by Jai Arrow. Now Isaiah inside ball to the disco. Now he's got straight back up to his feet. Fifth and final. They've made another 50 metres there. In fact, it's 37. It's gone high from Nathan Cleary. Who wants it? It looks like it's taken nicely. Beautifully done by...
He almost got ahead of that.
Corey Oates lines it up.
Just about jumped past it.
Valentine Holmes, he seems like he's become more prominent since Gagai's gone off.
Starting to get a little bit more involved, but he needs to.
Kalen Ponga. Oh, okay, Capwell just kind of tripped himself, I guess you could say that. And also, Howdy says, Xavier Brown, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are excited for the last closing moments of this contest. It's going to be an absolutely massive one now. Kalen Ponga looks for the pass, instead tries to go through.
Oh, I thought that was fifth tackle.
Now he's waiting. Jerome Luai makes the tackle on him. Daly Cherry Evans going for the kick in behind, just looking for the touchline. It's another very good kick. His kicks have been accurate. It just stays in the field of play. This is danger now, and it's a great tackle made on Daniel Tupou, almost forced back into his own in-goal area. And now Queensland, you'd have to say, for just this little moment.
He looked like he cramped up there.
He's getting booed, but I don't think he could help it too much, could he?
When your leg doesn't want to work, it's a bit awkward.
Burden looks like he's not too far off. I wonder whether or not him and Dane Gagai have made the eyes like the hockey players do when they're in the penalty box. They go, we going again? They go, yep.
Big mistake
by the big man there. Unfortunately, Paulo puts it down, and now Queensland have got this one back. The momentum, it is now definitely going in favour of the home side. Now got across to Kerrigan, dragged down by Isaiah Grant. One more off, right-hand side's looking very handy for them. Almost through, not able to find the offload there for Jeremiah Nanai.
Good tackle by Talagai there.
Last-ditch effort. Now Harry Grant goes across to Daly Cherry Evans. Patrick Kerrigan tries to step through the big twins. Now Harry Grant finds the offload to Kalen Ponga. Newcastle Knights fullback just not quite able to find that last little line break that is required. Daly Cherry Evans back again. Nice work here from Queensland. Quick hands off to Valentine Holmes. I thought he might have considered the offload up to Oates there if he had known he was behind him. Oh, no. I think he panicked a little bit there, the youngster, Tom Dearden.
Just stalled a little bit here. They've lost their way a little bit, Queensland.
Harry Grant.
Just need a little bit more organisation.
Daly Cherry Evans goes in behind. It's not taken cleanly, but that ball is down. That's going to be a try to Josh Papali.
Could be.
It is a try, I believe. I think it was knocked back. And now it is going to be a possible try for the big man, Josh Papali. And I have to say, fair play to him. He's played a lot more of this match than he has had to in other games. And because of that, I feel like he has got a very decent crack of being able to maybe score himself another if he keeps going. And time on the clock says, Joseph, currently we are 53 minutes through. And if the Warriors won the NRL every single year, would league ever overtake Union in popularity in New Zealand? Oh, hang on. Yeah, it's going to be the knock on. Just a little knock into Brian To'o. No try. That's a big one. And also, amateur clocks on holiday, says Robert, and also as a short abbreviation for Brooke. Is Nathan in there as well. But 52 minutes through, and that is the second disallowed try. He just gets... So they've called that the knock on, that it's just ended up bumping off. Right, Cook looks like he's making his way onto the field very soon. But for now, Burton and also, I believe, Dane Gagai, they are both back out on the field. Now, Junior Polo does nicely. I'm so bad at names. Who is it possibly for? Says Joseph there as well. So that one, in the end, was almost scored by New South Wales, or sorry, by Queensland.
Yep.
They just missed out on no try, says Malayi there. And Bugger says Nazi Williams. Yeah, extremely close now. Isaiah Yo. Another crack. Damien Cook makes his way onto the park now. The Rabbitohs. Where are they sitting on the table currently in the NRL? I want to say they're about halfway, but I could be wrong there. Damien Cook goes back to Cleary. Now Polo once again tries to spin out of the tackle, but it's a nice one made by the youngster Arrow.
Went low.
Fifth and final. Rush defense almost working out there. Now going up, Kalen Ponga takes it nicely. He will try and break the line once again. Now this man made a meterage record for the Warriors, for New Zealand.
He doesn't look very big, but he all but gets through most times, doesn't he? Hey?
Yes, he had, I think he made about 600 metres in one game for New Zealand up against Tonga or something ridiculous like that, or 500, or it was some massive number. And also Warriors won every game. Do you think it would take off? I think it would go all right, but I don't know whether or not it would take off more than the Union, just because the All Blacks have kind of been around for so long. So maybe like eventually down the line, it might start to get a little bit more competitive. But for now, with Super Rugby being the domestic competition in New Zealand, that's probably the more likely to stay big for a while. If the Warriors had like quite a few home games, though, who knows?
Well, now they've got back to New Zealand.
Jerry Evans, pressure on him. It's bounced back across. Now it's in the hands of Harry Grant, who goes for the grubber in behind once again, as they did still have to try and play it. James Tedesco trying to step, but he's run straight at Daly Cherry Evans, who's taken him down. And also David says Joseph there, and also the 7th. And there says Roberts. Oh, yes, so about halfway up the rankings for the Rabbitohs. Where are the Warriors? 14th? Somewhere around there, maybe.
How many teams in the competition?
16, I think. So
yeah.
That's over the top mistake made by New South Wales. That could have been an even bigger mistake there.
That could have been if he had got a hold of that.
If he kept that one in the field of play and tapped it back in.
He wanted to throw it back in as he was falling over the sidelines. Gagai was all over it if it come in.
Jerome Luai, he went with the cutout pass, but it didn't quite work out for Talakai. And yeah, if that ball stayed in and Gagai picked it up clean.
If he flicked that back in, we were going to see how quick Gagai was.
Now, Josh Papali'i, he's had 2 disallowed tries in this contest.
Yeah.
Can he get himself the first proper try, I guess you could say?
He's starting to think to himself, I'm not allowed to score.
Now, Jerry Evans, nice run, always bent over backwards. Luckily got the knees out of there. You hate watching when a player like bends that kind of ACL.
Luai giving him plenty of facial massage.
Nice ball off to Josh Papali'i. I doubt Luai would try it with him. That's all I'm going to say. Tackle by Polo. Those two might go head-to-head, though. Now, nice pass off. Beautiful flick. That's forward by about 2 meters. And the crowd are still going to cheer it. The ones who go see it from behind. That's like when you're watching a game of football or something and you're on that far side and you think they've scored far post and it just hasn't quite happened. That one was forward by about 3 meters. And I'll say how long left. We have still got another 24 minutes left. We are yet to see any points in the second half. The Panthers, the Cowboys, the Storm, the Sharks, Broncos, Eels, Rabbitohs, Eagles.
Nearly scored 3 times.
Right, Tedesco intensity. He has had the most intensity out of any game so far. And that's huge because 95 meters per minute he is covering. Which, like, I swear the average is about maybe 60 or 70 for a fullback. And he's gone out there and just absolutely just brought it to the next level. Solomon, there's Jeff over there, and also facial massage. That's quite hard to say, isn't it? And Indian facial, the IPL rookie treatment session. Yeah, but now Junior Polo, that looked like a bit of a swinging arm there from Hunt. Did you see that?
No.
It looked like he tried to... I don't think he did it on purpose because why would you on Polo? But I think he was just kind of rapping and it didn't quite work out for him a little bit. Now Damien Cook goes back as this is starting to open up if he can find that offloading the outside. Instead, just continues to drive forward. Nice run.
I was just about to say New South Wales is starting to have their moment now.
Kicked high from Cleary. 5 years late from Josh Papali'i. Going high. Nicely taken by Kalen Pongi. Safe under the high ball, and it is key for Queensland because that's an extra 15 metres or so.
Great run back. Under pressure by 3 people and still managed to get 15 metres.
Another one made there. It was, I believe, the try scorer from the first half. And Capewell, and also we've got there, if Queensland win this with 4 players out, says you go little.
Pongi at 225.
So, yeah, a whole lot. And then Tedesco, 221. Everyone else as low. That's a 40-20 for Queensland. And that will mean that Hunt has done very well there.
Great kick.
The opportunity opens up in Queensland. Anytime the momentum shifts, the momentum goes straight back in this one.
Yeah.
Seems to be some sort of seesaw concoction we are witnessing here. That's normally when the State of Origin games.
Crowd are going bananas down in this corner. Oh, false start. Referee's just copping a breather.
As you would. Now, Josh Papali'i, can he get his try? It was hat-trick in a way because he's already had 2 disallowed. Now, around the side, Harry Grant.
Oh, that'll be close to a penalty, actually.
Tries to snipe, and he finds the offload to Josh Papali'i. Daly Cherry Evans, I think he was telling Papali'i to just continue forward and 40-20. My bad, says John there. Now, Papali'i goes down. It's going off to Grant. Back to Cherry Evans. He decides instead of going to the right, he'll go to the left. Now, Hunt asks for the dummy sell. Now, flicks it off the back. That was a gap that was starting to open up, but that's a brilliant tackle made by Crichton once again. Grant now looks to the short side. Nice backline. This is a one-on-one down the wing. To'o's got a muscle up. In fact, it wasn't To'o. Instead, it was a brilliant tackle made by Daniel Tupou. Man who missed the tackle in that first half. Now has to try and make up for a Harry Grant. Back to Cherry Evans. Kalen Ponga, nice pop pass up. Just kind of delayed it. Had it kind of float towards the man on his outside. And now fifth and final.
For the man to hit the hole.
Daly Cherry Evans goes for the grubber. It sits up and Tedesco is there.
Near deep enough.
That's the little mistake that they could not afford to have.
Poor kick.
Oh, big shot there from Valentine Holmes. Brilliant run from Crichton, though, who's made an extra 3 or 4 metres. Found the offload. Risky. Very risky.
Oh.
Right, what does that mean? Surely that's a...
goal line dropout or something.
Is it a goal line dropout or is that...
Yep.
Oh, tell you what, that's risky. He did so well.
Big time risky.
Stephen Crichton, he was working hard. He did pretty much everything he needed to until he decided all of a sudden, hey, I want to offload it to a guy who's not really there. Who was he looking at? That's not the ball, but I think it might have actually been a little bit of work from Tom Dearden. Did you see him get yanked back there, Tom Dearden? I'm going to go back 10 seconds just quickly. You watch Tom Dearden here. Scragged by the collar. Drag him back over there. You're not getting near that one, mate. Oh, straight to Ponga. This is dangerous. 40 metres out. He offloads it off to Josh Pavali. Damien Cook takes him down to the ground. You've got to release him. Oh, he's getting held down a little bit as well.
It's just letting him know that he wanted to be released.
6 more. Interesting tactic to hold him down when you're underneath him.
Yeah.
Like, what does that do? Other than just make you look like a goose. But now it's going to be a nice run. The youngster almost able to make his way through. Try save and tackle. They've called it by Tedesco once again. Now Grant off to Cherry Evans. Ponga. He's through. He sticks and he scores. Kalen Ponga gets himself the try and a much-deserved try as well. Been able to get himself that one once again. Been able to cross the dotted line. And you need memberships for this channel as well, says Xavier there.
He's just slippery as an eel, that bugger.
Yeah, well, he just manages to dodge everything. He's had the most running meters throughout this competition. I would have to say for State of Origin, or he's close to it anyway. Certainly had the most throughout this fixture. And a great step. Tedesco gets done, and he was smiling. Tedesco, he knew he had been outclassed. And also we have the Queenslander, and also Chow, and yeah, baby, says Jimmy. And I was like, how long left to go? We have still got another 20 minutes left of this one. And Warriors are 13th. And then a try Ponga. And there, and FL Matt said how long to go. So, yeah, we have currently got another we're 62 minutes through. So, another 18 minutes left in this one. But, yeah, we haven't got memberships for this channel. We have got donations turned on at this point. I don't know whether or not memberships are coming on this one just yet. Mainly because I feel bad enough for having a membership on the main one where people get charged. So then, like, having the double up, I feel possibly wouldn't be a go-to yet. But yeah, we have still got that like little dollar sign as I guess our slight one, but we just don't have the badges. Yeah. Let's say I got $100 on Queensland at 3-1, so you might be making 3 under here. And also, who gets man of the match so far, Craig? I mean, I'll give you a hint. He's scoring a try right now.
Yep. Yep. I think he's the standout player at the moment. 18 minutes to go, though. Lot could happen in 18 minutes, but he's certainly got the front running at the moment.
Just Tedesco's probably in the top 3 options, I'd say.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a very
nice.
Well,
it's hard with Tedesco because he always puts in a big effort every week or every game, isn't it? You know, he's always up there in the running meters. He's always up there in the tackling. He's just a busy player.
He's the kind of guy that in under 9s always wins the McDonald's burger gift voucher, even though you're not supposed to give it to the same kid twice.
Yeah. And you give it to another kid and everybody goes, how come that other kid didn't get it?
Yeah, how come Tedesco didn't get that one again?
Right.
He's already got 5 fillet of fishes waiting for him, mate. Yeah. 16-12.
Hey, how many burgers can he eat?
Kicked off long from Nathan Cleary. Take it nicely. Josh Papali, he's going to bulldoze. What happened to Harry Grant?
You're sitting down having a wee sleep.
A lot of games. Yes, Heath there. And also, you have 17 minutes, a lot of time left. And AKB Lad Daddy, who's winning the Union, decided Ireland versus All Blacks, Wallabies versus England, South Africa versus Wales, and Scotland versus Argentina.
Right.
Lot to think about.
Ireland are winning the All Blacks.
Okay. Cook now. Off to Cherry Evans.
I think South Africa will beat Wales.
Back across to Grant.
In fact, I'm going to pick that the Southern Hemisphere, with the exception of Ireland, are going to right the wrongs of last week.
Ah, okay. Kicked him on from Daly Cherry Evans.
But I don't think the All Blacks are in the right headspace at the moment, so I think Ireland, that will be absolutely buzzing, will be looking for one big one before they get absolutely hammered.
Nice work from To'o. Going searching for it now because he has been out on the wing for a very quiet patch. This contest. Cook. Back to Cleary. Oh, that's a big bump off. Where's he gone? He's gone back to the halfway line.
He went back that far, he went down the camera shot. That's a big run.
Now Cook, momentum back.
So Queensland have got to stop them here. You can't let it be like the first half where Queensland went to all the trouble of scoring and then let New South Wales score in the next 6.
Polo has claimed that one, and also still plenty of time for the Blues to strike back.
2 tackles to go.
There's Brown, hello, Uncle. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well now. Backline movement starting to open up once again. It's going to be Burton. He's recently come back from getting a fat lip from Gagai.
Who makes the tackle?
Back across, Nathan Cleary. Good pressure on him, but he still managed to find the chipper. Zaya Yo glides. Does just knock it on. Oh, yeah. And now Kalen Ponga.
Go the length of the field.
You've got to shut him down as soon as he touches it, don't you?
You don't want to let him get through that line break anyway.
Nice tackle, mate. Tackle. Tying up the legs as well, keeping him down, but they want to play this game at a high tempo by the looks of it here for Queensland, something that they didn't really find in that second half of last match.
Wow. Early kick again.
Kicked him high from Dane, it was Daly Cherry Evans, hasn't found the 40-20.
Let's put him back to the 15 metres though to run the ball back.
He's got speed. He's had one of the top speeds in this contest. Great tackle by the youngster Tom Dearden. He's had a very good debut.
He has had a very good debut.
3 tackles, or 3 tacklers involved in that one of Tupou. Now Cleary plays half, off to Jerome Luai. Sticks the head down, tries to go through, and he's being dragged down by Harry Grant, who holds him down for a little bit of time there. Now Cook, back to Tedesco once again. It's going to be the first receiver. He's almost rocking a shiner at the moment, Tedesco. Looks like he's taking a knock on the left-hand eye. And Fa'asua Malaawi has been able to drag him down alongside the number 15 now. Short ball, Jake Travojevic back out on the park after being subbed by the coach a little bit ago. And also, how good was Ruben Love last night? He did extremely well.
What way is this gone?
Oh, I think it's a Queensland ball, is it?
That's a terrible play, the ball.
Oh, Talakai again.
Aye.
Okay, do they have a captain's challenge?
I don't know.
I think they've got one, don't they?
I don't think you'd use it on this, though, because this is awful.
Oh, we get an ad for a ute.
Yeah.
I mean, what one's the bigger unit?
The guy's leaning all over him. He's sitting there. He's facing the wrong way almost. And he decides...
Okay, it's become a penalty for back chat is what the commentator has just said, possibly. So, that's going to work. So, they've called it cynical. Oh, they will blow all the whistle. He's not looking too flashy. He's got a bloody nose. Daly Cherry Evans going, what's wrong with that, mate? But he should probably have a look at his teammate before he says too much.
Might have caught one on the beak here.
Okay. So it's a changeover normally, but they've said maybe because of the back chat from Talakai that it's become a penalty.
I think somebody said something. It may not have been Talakai. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's a...
Head on head.
Head on head, red card. Thanks very much for coming. See you later.
It was for Angus Tavo anyway. Yeah. Hardly even a penalty in union or in league, is it?
No.
Although I think they did get the penalty for that one. 66 minutes through the Maroons. If they scored now, you'd have to say that they might be through and away, but still plenty of time left.
Still a lot of time to go yet.
Harry Grant now waiting for this one. A rugby would be a yellow card. Yeah, rugby would have been a red for Angus Tavo.
Would have been a red card in rugby.
Like we saw recently.
And he would have got 3 weeks suspension, probably.
Now, Harry Grant looks off. That's brilliantly done. Tino Fa'asuamala-awi. Not quite able to reach out.
All but looking to reach there.
Harry Grant might consider going himself here. No, instead passes off to Carrigan. It's loose. That's not good. Or did it go backwards, though? I think they've said yes, it did. And they're still fifth and final now. Daly Cherry Evans is going to set up perfectly, but Brian To'o is back.
Set up horribly.
And also, that's worth 10 fingers as a sin bin. Or as in sin bin. See some of those, and also card for who? No one got a card in the end. That's dropped.
Oh,
Talakai's
mistake.
having a mare. And now Queensland have got the ball back only 10 metres out from the line. Grant goes back across to Bearden. Not able to get through. Right, this is where Queensland really need to find that try because they have had many opportunities after a mistake. Harry Grant goes, and Harry Grant's over. Is he held up, though?
It's got to be close.
He likes it. He likes it very much. And they'll be going upstairs, and it's given. And Queensland have got themselves a beautiful, beautiful counter there from the mistake of Talakai. That is about his third of the half. And it's been costing them big time. He will not be a very happy man, I wouldn't think.
No.
It's Talakai, once again, holding it in one hand's a risky tactic when you're getting tackled by three men. And also, we're there held up. I hold up, says Heath there, and let's go Melbourne Storm, says Nathan there. And also, no way, says you go little and go Maroons, says Sualetti. And also, bro, Queensland definitely win this game, says the show. And also, that's it pretty much. Yeah, I think the momentum of the three players taking him down actually bounced him over, didn't it? Because he had a Zio all. Hang on, that's not up. Hang on. I was going to say, I think you've got to check this.
Well, I couldn't believe they'd given it as a try straight away, to be perfectly honest.
And dear Suncorp Stadium is in the house of pain for nothing in New South Wales case, says Sammy Souza, although
I'll tell you
no
what,
try could be coming up here out of, says Heath
the
there.
bunker's going to have to try and find something here. Well, the ball's way up there in the air.
The ball's still up. Okay, one of the commentators just said, no chance he gets it down. That's up, that's up, that's up, that's up, that's still up. Which makes me wonder what Harry Grant thought he touched.
Well, he was just pleading for a try, but you'd have to wonder what Ashley Klein was looking at to think that it was a try.
Oh, try. The
Other
crowd
than because the guy on the ground was going, yeah, I must have scored that surely, ref.
Okay, so Harry Grant was arguing because it was called as a try, is it still a try? But that is the clear, conclusive evidence, and I think that's about as clear as you can get of being held up.
Only a foot off the ground.
Carrigan, they've still got a great opportunity here for Queensland to try and attack, and no try indeed. Hello, guys. Says Kurt. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Once again, Queensland getting close. James Tedesco and Isaiah Yo makes the tackle. You're kidding, says Hugo Little.
This is still the time.
Grant goes back across now. Bit of a spin from the youngster Beard, and also can penalty shootout or rugby. Also, I haven't seen yet in rugby penalty shootout. So they did have it in the Champions Cup semi-final. That's a great take there, but it's taken back and it will be a goal line dropout once again. But yeah, only on a very rare occasion. Rugby League, I don't think I've seen it before, but Rugby Union, you can have it depending on the competition that you're in. Because we saw Toulouse and Munster go to penalty shootout or goal kicking contest, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Burden was able to take that, but there's a huge amount of pressure. I'm going good, guys.
Says Cleary's got to get knocked under the eye.
Cleary's tried to grab it. It's a mistake. Did they keep it in? I think that's absolutely sensationally done by whoever that Queensland man was. Valentine Holmes.
He's taking a diving save.
And Ponga almost going through.
To stop the ball going over the goal line, over the sideline. Throws it back in field. And another Queensland guy manages to scramble to get onto it.
I was going to say, the thing that's more impressive is the fact that he somehow was able to get it to a teammate. Not just keep it in the field of play. Harry Grant, short ball now off. Carrigan's dropped it. They've said it's gone backwards.
Yep.
Queensland
living dangerously here.
26-16. And it's 2012, by the way. And also, damn, I forgot about Origin 3 now. Passing it back across. It's going to be in the hands of Kalen Ponga. Looks like he's going to have another crack already, scoring himself one try in this one. Someone's got to tackle him. He just continues to step. Now he's found the offload.
Up. He was about one step away from being gone there.
Fifth and final. Going to be now short side. Daly Cherry Evans kicks it. Tedesco claims. And once again, he's right place, right time at the back for the Queenslanders. Just not quite able to get over the line once again. Although they've been over the line many times, it's just the fact that they've been short or held up or a drop ball or obstruction.
New South Wales going to do some big yards here. Yeah.
Also, thanks everybody, says Michelle, and also go Queensland, says Dalmain. And also looks ordinary without
that's
Munster.
A shot round the chin. You're lucky to get away with that.
Toro Vojovic, he felt every bit of force behind that one. They're up to fifth and final. Martin taken down. This is only about 15 metres out from their own line here for the Blues. 10 metres gain. This is a big moment. And it's a big boot downfield from Cleary. Oh, it's the torpedo. It's schooling and it's going back into the hands. Right, you just boot this, don't you, if you're the Blues? Yep, there we go. Burton's put it back downfield. You just try and get... Oh, that's set up perfectly for Ponga, though. That's
when you're having a good day. Aye.
And it's a beautiful step once again. And now, nice work once again from it was Corey Oates. Now Burton goes forward. Yeah,
that's a good run.
The rub of the green is certainly going Queensland's way with the bounce of the ball at the moment.
When you're having a good day, the ball just bounces for you.
Zaya makes that tackle as well. Can Queensland hold on? It's a great question. Although if they get a try now, you would have to say that maybe they will be able to get themselves over the line. And Dan Queensland has no Munster.
Now, the game's gone.
Now across Carrigan, the crowd has Suncorp ball, 55,000 getting into it. Now Kalen Ponga finds the offload on the outside out to Corey Oates. Back up on their feet now for New South Wales. They have to try their best to jump up and take this one. It's going to be knocked on, I believe, by Queensland. Stolen. Oh, okay, it was a knock on. He's claiming it there for Nanai, but I believe it's going to be going back for another knock on there. Tight game. Can Queensland hold on? It's a great question. It was a knock on. Is that the fourth or the fifth one that they've had disallowed now?
Fourth? Fifth?
Papali'i said 2. They had that one that was the Daly Cherry Evans close try. Hunt's one.
Pass. Yeah.
The forward pass and now the knock on. They've had about 6 or 7. Now Damien Cook. Oh, big shot on him by Suamala Ali. That wasn't how you say it. Close though.
Tino.
Good old Tino. And clear case of no
Mustard.
No
juggle,
problem
but he's
for
got away with it.
Like they're saying, second half has been all played inside of the New South Wales half. Nathan Cleary goes back to Tedesco now, though. And once again, brilliant tackle made by Tom Bearden. Or Dearden, sorry. Had a D, not a B. Now around the side, Damien Cook trying to snipe a few extra metres. He's done all right there. Carrigan does take him down. He's allowed to try and strip. Oh, no, now he's not. As his teammate did get his hand on there.
That's just a beer hug tackle, that one.
Come on, Queensland. I'm the only Maroon supporter at work. I love to have a last laugh as well. Says Kurt Bullsack is the name there.
What?
It's Kurt. Only Queensland supporter in his work. At the moment, 4 points difference, and there is still 7 minutes left, so it's getting relatively close. And also the Cauldron might get him behind the Maroons. There's Heath there, and also they must be fuming at the calls against the Maroons. And currently there have been a lot of close ones. Big run. Okay, they're saying that Damien Cook might be the deciding factor for New South Wales here. Currently, Tedesco versus Ponga distance. They've covered 7.9 kilometres and 7.7 kilometres. Run meters extremely even and more sprints for Tedesco. So our mention of them being head-to-head with a man of the match. It's whoever wins this game, their man gets it.
I think so.
It's the one show.
They'll get the nod. Yeah.
Get on your mate, says Heath. And there as well now back across to Ponga. Doesn't often kick it, instead passes. It's a knock-on mistake and trying to jump on the ball. It will now be the scrum feed in favour of New South Wales. Right, this is about the most important set I think they'll have of the last stages. You need 50-plus metres. And also go Queensland and also New South Wales ball, says John. It is indeed. Pass back across. Big run. And Tupou drag down. Nathan Cleary, he has got a couple knocks on the side of the face. One on this side, one on this side. Good carry from Toto, gets a couple extra metres forward. They just need to be a little bit more in favour. Oh, that was forward, or at least flat anyway.
Flat at best.
Tedesco tackled, asking for the penalty. Damien Cook goes off to Isaiah. This is what they need. And Nathan Cleary has a good carry. A 6 more here would be absolutely massive for them, but I don't think they're going to get it yet. Tedesco almost going through, but Hunt and Bearden able to stop him. 5th and final. I mentioned they needed 50 metres. They got 49.
Not bad.
Very close.
Got a good kick.
Gone high. Luai glides. Doesn't quite get onto it. Slap back now onto the side.
That's 6 more.
Oh, it's 6 more. He didn't realise, though.
And he's kicked it.
And he's kicked it away. Mistake made by Jake Travojevic. Or was it? Was it 6 more?
It had to be, because that guy touched it, didn't he?
I don't know.
I'm sure he did.
I would have thought the commentators would have said it a lot more if he had.
He just put a lazy arm up to Buddy and he ended up just hitting the ball.
For Asua Manaawi, once again having the carry. They're up to 3rd. They want to get into the half of New South Wales to force them deep. make him have to
Good
carry
run by Carrigan.
a long way, but Carrigan, he's still up for the challenge in the later stages of this contest. Now it's going short off to Bearden. 50 metres out from the New South Wales line. Fire back to Daly Cherry Evans. You're just putting as much on that as you can, aren't you?
Banging it as far down the field as they can.
And I did subscribe a guy now, as I said, Kurt, do appreciate that a lot, mate. Anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're going to do more of the NRL in the future, myself and my dad. Haven't told him that yet, but yeah, that is the plan at this stage. Rugby World Cup coming up later on in the year. Or Rugby League World Cup, I should say.
Rugby League World Cup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a couple of big games coming up, and ref gave a late call there on 6 against Sammy Sosa. So, yeah, unfortunately, kicking the ball away. Jake Travojevic, nice run there. Luai decided that he didn't want to try and pass it. He's wearing the camo undies for this one, the Budgie Smugglers. And they smuggle their way over the try line for one last one in this game for the Blues. Big shot put on by Valentine Holmes.
Big shot by Valentine Holmes to come in and shut that down.
Fifth and final, 40 out, 55 gain this time. Cleary now, that's an awkward kick. Who wants it? It's taken beautifully there by Dane Gagai. Had to get it. And it's Burden making the tackle on him, trying to hang on as well. It isn't called as 6 more.
Well, 6 anyway, but Gagai was hanging on to him anyway. Hey?
Unfinished business between those two, I think. See, I feel like that's going to be one of those ones that if they did turn to boxing in 10 years' time or something, they'll show that clip of them throwing punches in that game, and they'll be like, now they're going to have it one more time.
There'll be a rematch and fight for life in 10 years' time.
Jonathan Thurston, he's looking nervous at the moment, as you would be, but a great run from Beard, and he has to be up there for a man of the match.
Yeah, shit, yeah, especially for a buddy debut.
Yes, he's not going to get it because Tedesco and Ponga are out there, but you'd have to argue he's certainly up there for other than those two.
Played incredibly well.
Oh, a big shot, but he stayed on his feet. And it looked like Tino Fa'asuamalaui was a little bit slower, trying to keep himself on his feet rather than get into rock. Now just Brian To'o breaks through almost. Good low tackle, mate.
Big fella.
Was in the end of the number 11. Capewell had to make a nice step there.
Tell you what, Tedesco's knocking up some yardage now. Hey?
Also, as a golden point if it's a draw. I like the NRL and Queensland meant to. I'm not too sure whether or not it would be golden point or whether it's just a tied series. New South Wales take it home.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I think it might be that second one that I mentioned. Now, going to be Cleary goes back. That needed to almost find the pass, but I think the rush defence did extremely well there. And Corey Oates. And also, my question for you guys, do you think Queensland gains 2 at Suncorp Stadium and 1 game at ANZ Stadium, guys, next year? Says Kurt there. It's stolen. And now it's going to be a foot race. And I don't believe Isaiah's going to get him. And the youngster, Ben Hunt, scores the try. The Origins going home to Queensland.
Ivan Cleary went for a wee chip over the top. He caught it clean as a whistle.
Yeah.
And now he's run 60 metres.
Queensland. Notice you called him Ivan Cleary, going back to the good old days of State of Origin. No, it's going back to Queensland, though. And also, I think that's the game that's got to be. And golden point, possibly if it's a draw, and also Queensland mentality. Everything scripted out. And also very proud of his big Billy, says the Nathan. And also try, says Dalmain. It is indeed. And Queensland have been able to take it out in their own seal. It says Sammy Sosa.
The crowd are going absolutely ballistic.
Yeah. 55,000 in attendance. You'd have to say a good 70% of those are in favour of the Maroons.
How loud do you think they would have been cheering him home?
And also $300.
70 metres?
Nathan Cleary.
Here's the chip.
That's a slip catch right there.
Charged down, clean as a whistle.
And you can see
the crowd. That's a great chase by that big guy.
Isaiah, that is literally, he knew the Origin was slipping away there. Tried absolutely everything he could. But wasn't able to get into it in the end. And also Queensland, who says Kurt Bullsack. So yeah, you'll be, I guess, probably the least popular man at your work, but you will have bragging rights for this one. 1 try from him, 10 runs in this match, 37 tackles, and Ben Honey knows that is going to be going back to Queensland. And also, what a team, says Jimmy, with 2 players down, says Jimmy. And there's an come on Queensland, says Hugo Little.
He's gone 73 metres.
Isaiah, he was chasing him every step of the way. He's actually gaining on him for a little bit, but then unfortunately the big man's leg, that's the thing.
The big legs just...
He's played a big game, Isaiah.
They just got super heavy.
And also everything that happened to the Maroons bloody take it, says Hugo Little. And also the first game was a crazy crowd from New South Wales, says Dalmain. And Ben Honey kicks it out into the stands. I believe we're still going to get one last play, aren't we? Because we've got more than 1 minute left.
Yeah.
So we're going to get one last hit up.
Be a short kick.
And also we've got the up to Queenslander. There's a Nathan in there as well. But the big thing is, I mean, Daly Cherry Evans is in tears at the moment. He can't quite believe what they've had to go through. My voice is trying to disappear. Valentine Holmes, can he strike it nicely? He sure can, and that's gone over. And the score now becomes 22 points to 12. 10 points difference. Come on, VB Blues. So here's Joe there, but 1 minute left. Origin. It's going back to Queensland. Last year it was New South Wales. This year, the difference between last year's Queensland Maroons side and this year's is absolutely huge with the different and improvement that we've seen. And now I think it's starting to set in for the New South Wales coach. Oh, he's getting booed as well, just to get the slightly worse for himself.
I think the reality's just dawned on him.
And also know number 15, Gilbert or Ponga for man of the match. I'd say I'm giving it to Kalen Ponga. Honourable mention's got to go definitely to Tom Dearden.
Yes.
So he's played extremely well. But now just waiting, they've got 45 seconds left. Are we going to see any punches thrown in the last 45 seconds? Your prediction? No? Any massive shots with a bit of push and shove around the collar?
Not a lot. No.
Okay, you think it's just going to close out?
It's just going to feed out. They'll hit it up for 6. They'll dive with the ball. They'll get up slowly. They'll wander around.
Ben Honey wants the crowd to get behind them. This massive moment. Also tuning in from Auckland, New Zealand, via commentating, says Shaybar. And there's our thank you very much, mate. And we are going to be back with plenty more rugby league in the future on this channel. So if you are new, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated. All the support on this one. Stays down a little bit longer. And that will be Queensland taking home State of Origin for 2022. They went down big last game. They had something to prove, and they have done just that at Suncorp once again. That ball's been kicked into the crowd. Atino Fa'asuamala Aoi.
Somebody's getting to take that ball home.
Yeah, I don't think they're giving it back, are they?
Those 2 ball kids down there going, we're going to get that ball back, boy.
And also definitely no soldier players at the end, says Sammy Sosa, and also 15 Arrow with about 1 million tackles. And there says John there as well. Yeah, there's been some big step-ups from Queensland players. And the difference here is last week we probably saw 1 or 2 players that you could list as guys who did brilliantly. This game you've probably got a list of closer to the 5 mark, don't you? Of players at least who have really had a 9 out of 10 performance, if not 10 out of 10. And are you guys going to A-League soccer soon? Oh, might do a bit of the A-League. I know my dad doesn't mind A-League too much, so maybe we could end up doing a bit of that as well. If that is something you guys want to see, do be sure to let us know, because I think that's coming back in about October, I want to say, or late September, I think is when the A-League comes up. Queensland, thanks, boys. There's Kurt there. And yeah, try not to go too hard on your guys at the workplace, or else you might get thrown in like a locker or something.
Go big. Let them all know. Hey.
And Billy the kid now, Billy the coach. Says Amelia there. Yeah, massive for Billy Slater. And yeah, massive win here for them as well. I mean, it will be probably one that doesn't really set in tonight, isn't it? It's one that you'd celebrate all night, and then you get to tomorrow and you wake up and your head's throbbing and you go, well, we did all right, didn't we? There we go. Ben Hunt, 125 metres gained, 75 of those were for that last run.
That's true.
That did help win them the game. But I feel bad for Josh Pavali, how close he got to scoring a try throughout this game. He actually played well for the amount of time he was on the field. I still question why they didn't give him more time earlier in the series.
I think he had a huge game early on. He was big. He was one of their standouts.
Yeah, he only got probably 30 minutes combined in the last 2 Origin matches.
No.
You have to say a player who certainly will want to forget that second half is going to be Talakai. Unfortunately, about 3 years, including one that led to Harry Grant's close try, but then it did lead to that try just after. But just wasn't quite his day in the second half. Cheers for all for the cool guys. Thanks, says Nothing Williams, no worries at all. Cane Toads definitely ate the roaches. Says Sammy Souza. Yeah, as well. And also, yes, Queensland did it. Says Vishal. And also, let's go, says Amelia. And also, please give him a message. Donna, auntie, miss you. And then says Vishal. And I should mention, while we are at it, we're going to show my mum this tomorrow, because it is actually ticked over to her birthday today.
And your
14th
uncles.
of July. Unfortunately,
And your uncles.
Yeah.
Okay.
New South Wales lost.
Uncle Daryl might be watching.
He might be.
Huh?
Yeah, they didn't quite get the win for me, Mum, but I can play Happy Birthday now, can't
Come
I?
on, mate. Give it a whirl.
That string is really out of tune.
Really?
That was my little individual solo at the end, which was absolutely shocking. And also, we were going to catch you on Saturday. Happy birthday. And there, as I said, Kurt, so yeah, we will see you later on. We have got the rugby coming up on the main channel, the Kiwi Lads. Anyone who doesn't know about that one, be sure to check it out. And we have got a little bit more, maybe, who knows, maybe the Warriors could be a game to watch up against Parramatta Eels. The upcoming round of the NRL might be worth a crack of giving that a look. And also, my favourite Queenslander player, Billy Guy. And also, they did it, hooray. There's Aiden there as well. They certainly did. Josh Pabali will be very happy with that performance, but the ceremony is just about to take place. Nathan Cleary, I should say, will be gutted just like his father, Ivan Cleary. Would love to see it go back to the New South Wales Blues. And also, Hamish, bro, give me my wishes. I don't auntie, happy birthday. Says of a shell in there as well. But from this game, Valentine Holmes, he had just under the 100 metres. I think his stats, I would say, don't explain how well he played. He had a few huge moments, such as that one when he kept it in the field of play.
Yeah, he stepped up a bit when Gagai was off the field too. He said he started to get involved and got busy.
Yeah, it just seemed to be those little, like, things that don't count on the board as well for him. And also, like, that's the thing. I would say that Tom Dearden probably doesn't have a huge amount of, like, or he'll have a decent amount of stats on the board. They're just showing Gagai's there. Somehow, it's probably lucky that touch judge was there because I don't know how close that foot might have been to that line from another angle. Just putting it there. Must have missed. Now, Pepe Ray says Nazi Williams and also Warriors still suck though. Sorry. So he says that they do, but we might consider giving them a bit of a look.
They're only sucking moments.
Yeah. The last time we watched them play a game in full, me and him watching, was their game up against the Melbourne Storm on Anzac Day.
We got to throw a lot of tries that day.
Yep, unfortunately.
Not many of them for the Warriors.
There you go. And also still with the happy birthday song despite untuned chords. So he says it there. And also, wait, is it full-time now to Queensland when they certainly did. They won it by 10 points. And they do
22-12.
Take out the series for them. But yeah, the NRL coming up, Parramatta versus Warriors. I believe that's a Friday night. Yeah, Friday night, 9:55 p.m. Might be worth giving that one a look possibly. And the Melbourne Storm. Says Nathan there as well. Cheers, Kiwi Lad. Legend Boys goes Queensland. Says Hugo Little. But nonetheless, do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy the live stream, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Audio Maroon Science Success jersey now. That's... I thought it was a Success jersey for this year. I was thinking, geez, that's a bit confident, isn't it? Having the Success jersey printed before the match has taken place. Was it?
Yeah.
Jeez. Does that mean that the Blues also had...
They're just taking orders now.
Oh, yeah, everyone will have to sit around and all sign them, won't they?
They're going to be sold out in 10 minutes.
Daily Cherry Evans couldn't quite believe it in the Storm and the Panthers, says Simi Souza. Yeah, always a big game when those two sides clash. There's actually quite a few big matches happening this weekend in the NRL.
It's a bit of sport on all round, really.
Oh, no, sorry. That game isn't actually happening this weekend. I should say Storm are playing the Raiders and West Tigers Panthers. What type of golf is it? Sorry, that was a weird way of wording it. That sounds like the
big stuff.
Like a American Open?
No.
New Zealand
I think
Open?
it's Scotland.
Scotland. Might have to give that a look. Do a bit of commentary for the golf, perhaps.
Really?
Maybe, if you can.
Watch a bit of Tiger. A few other players.
Any Kiwis?
Yeah, there might be, actually.
Okay.
Might be a couple of Kiwis in there. Ryan Fox, he's been playing some pretty good golf. He probably got an entry.
I feel like that's
the winner of a tournament.
Like the mindset.
Advertising it. Oh, no, that's the Ryder Cup.
That like people have for the Warriors as well. It's like, are there any Kiwis in the NRL? Maybe. I think they play like the Warriors. Maybe they're in the competition. Just don't see them in there.
Kiwis.
For the Kiwis. But yeah, Ryan Fox might have a bit of a decent crack.
Foxy's been playing some pretty good golf lately.
So we'll have to see how it does go. But thank you all very much, like I mentioned, for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and we will see you all for